Shed a tear for each soul set free. But that's what happens when you dance with me. Go ahead, baby, don't me. Well, I ain't nobody's baby, baby. I'm an outlaw. You know I ain't evil, but I ain't a saint. Can't help it, I was born this way, baby, outlaw. Little baby.
Defiance Harley-Davidson, where old school meets new school. Come meet the new guys today.
The first thing that they did is they helped us with our mortgage. So when I was going through radiation, it was really a dark and troubling time for our family, just trying to manage my health and manage all the bills and making sure the kids got everywhere they needed to be. And one of the social workers reached out and said, oh, there's this opportunity. More bills kept coming in and it kept getting more stressful. And it's almost as if she sensed it. And she stopped me in the hall one day when I was leaving and said, let's go ahead and apply for this. And I told my husband about it and the opportunity, and it really just relieved so much weight off of our shoulders. He was carrying a lot, trying not to have me see how stressed he was, not only with the bills, but about my health and making sure everybody was where they were supposed to be. So it was just a wonderful sense of relief for us, and we're just so thankful. As all these bills roll in, it was feeling really, really hard. So just the sense of relief. And when I could call my husband and say, you know, they're going to help us, and this is what they're going to be able to do for us, and it was amazing. And if I can just say to the founders, to the volunteers, to the donors, the impact that you have is tremendous. It really, really helps. If you have the ability to give, and for those that have given, it is so important. For myself, I was like, no, we probably don't need that. There's people who are in worse boat than we are, because I'm lucky I didn't have to go through everything that other people have. But it really relieved a lot of pressure from us, and so it was very significant, and we're very appreciative.
6 News First Alert Weather, always alerting you.
When it's time to take action, we issue a First Alert Day.
Pinpointing when the storm will hit, what it will bring, and who will be affected.
With one goal, to keep you and your family safe.
6 News First Alert Weather is on your side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beardmore Subaru's first annual Best in Show.
This Beardmore Subaru does impress me much. Just look at that sleek body.
And this Crosstrek has some spunk, that's for sure. Woo! After that show, there's only one place left to go. Defiance Harley-Davidson, where old school meets new school. Come meet the new guys today.
I once held the NCAA rushing record and won the Harlan Hill Trophy back-to-back years.
I am Danny Woodhead.
I played in the NFL and scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl 46.
I'm Danny Woodhead.
I love to golf and eat tacos.
I'm Danny Woodhead.
I have secure checking with First State Bank, which is there to help me out if my identity is ever stolen.
I'm Danny Woodhead.
With identity theft protection from secured checking at First State Bank, you can have personal protection and peace of mind.
I didn't realize you played in the NFL. Can I have your autograph?
Of course. My number's 39.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Prairie Flower Casino Field here at Ralston Arena, where the Omaha Beef are set to host the Texas Revolution in a battle of CIF division leaders. I'm Todd Walkenhorst. Kirk Heyer will be joining me shortly. The Omaha Beef enter tonight's contest at 2-1. And the Beef are coming off their second and last bye week of the season. And after defeating the Wichita Force 2 weeks ago, the story for the Beef has been about trying to find an offensive spark, and specifically at the quarterback position. 3 different quarterbacks started the first 3 games, all in their first ever professional starts. Well, today, Omaha will start their 4th quarterback in as many games. But instead of a rookie, the Beef have signed veteran indoor quarterback Derek Bernard. Bernard, in fact, has already started 4 games for the San Diego Strike Force of the Indoor Football League, the IFL. Bernard is still second place in IFL passing yards per game in that league, actually at 157.4 yards per game. As most of you know, Bernard has a long indoor resume, including stops with Salina and the Nebraska Danger in the IFL. On the other side of the ball, the Texas Revolution, 4-0 on the season and lighting up the scoreboard offensively. League leaders in scoring and passing touchdowns. The offense, it starts with their quarterback, Robert Kent, nearly 65. Beef tops in the CIF North Division. Pride and playoff implications are on the line. Stay tuned. Coming up, we caught up with Omaha head coach James Kerwin before the game. You are watching CIF football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Before the game, I had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Omaha Beef, James Kerwin. Pre-game before the Omaha Beef hosts the Texas Revolution. We're here with the head coach, James Kerwin. 2-1, 4-0, best team in the league. Just give us your initial thoughts going into this matchup.
Well, certainly we're looking forward to the challenge tonight. Texas is a good football team, and by record right now, they're the best team in the league, and it definitely gives us an opportunity to showcase what we can do and get us in a position where now we can find our identity.
Some interesting matchups in the game. Texas comes in, they lead the league in both scoring, passing touchdowns. It starts with their quarterback, Robert Kent, 26 touchdowns through the air. How do you, you've been pretty good against the pass this season, actually first in the league defensively. What's the plan to try to settle him down?
Well, it starts with our front 3. And I think, with our rotation that we have up there, I believe, especially for Kwame and then Daquan Ivory coming back into the fold for us and then getting Willis off of injury, we're pretty set to hopefully put some pressure on Kent from the defensive line standpoint. And then obviously we've got the secondary that flies around and makes plays. And Coach Jones has got a great scheme in place that I think can counteract some of the stuff that they're doing passing-wise.
Beef fans have been following throughout the season. It's been well documented. A little bit of struggle on offense trying to find some identity. A big acquisition we talked about earlier this week. Veteran quarterback Derek Bernard joining the squad. Assuming he's getting the start here tonight, tell us how that's going to change things offensively for Omaha, who's really been looking for that spark, especially in the air.
Well, Derek definitely brings the experience to the game. He's a definite dual threat quarterback.
Well, actually, this is as real as it gets. Well, it's coming right now.
Welcome to the Ralston Arena as we celebrate the 20th season of your Omaha Beef.
Looking deep, lost it 4, and Thompson, and he goes in for the touchdown.
Will recognize Bernard. He has been around for the last few years. He has played in both the CIF and the IFL. He has been an offensive force with teams including Salina in the CIF, including the Nebraska Danger in the IFL, and in fact started 4 games for the San Diego Strike Force expansion team in the Indoor Football League this season, and is the second leading passing receiver still in the IFL in yards per game, pushing towards 160 yards in the air per contest. Omaha able to bring Bernard in during their second bye week. 2 early bye weeks. That will be the end of bye weeks for the Beef, as they will play 9 straight games now to close out the 2019 season. Tonight it's at home and then on the road for 4 of the 5 next games, but this is a big one, big playoff implications, as both teams are at the top of their division. And if it comes down to the champions of each division playing the championship, there can be playoff implications, including home field of the championship game may be at stake tonight. Kirk Heyer has joined us here in the broadcast booth, and this is what the fans want to see. Big game tonight, 4-0, 2-1 to Beef. We'll find out where they're at tonight with a new quarterback and some personnel moves.
Oh, big night. You know, here we are, 4th game of the year with a new quarterback. But I'm excited to see Derek Bernard. People tell me, I guess, for, you know, all the old Beef fans, reminds him very, very much of James McNair. The fact that he is a great passer, but he can also run the ball.
You'll see he is able to make plays happen. The veterans that have been around this game, we see that a lot. That's really what takes those guys to the next level and keeps them in this game for so long. Also, he's got a great arm. We've seen that in his practices already. A minor league baseball prospect with the New York Mets, a pitcher. He can fire that ball sometimes a little too hard, but he makes things happen.
Well, he does, you know, and we have relied on our running game a lot up until last week, so we've got another runner in the mix.
We'll come back and talk about the starting lineups, but we are going to pause while we watch the presentation of our nation's colors in the national anthem.
Introducing tonight's singing of our national anthem. Please welcome our performers, Alex and Matt Tadais.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly reeled at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh,
our country's national anthem, the presentation of the colors, and we are about ready for football. Before we get started, we're going to take a quick time out here on Pluto TV. This is the Omaha Beef Football Network.
One, two, three. All this month, Pluto TV. Back at Prairie Flower Casino Field, Ralston Arena. Todd Walkenhorst, there's Kirk Heyer. And we are just moments away from kickoff of this CIF contest. Omaha Beef 2-1 on the season, tops in the CIF North against the Texas Revolution. 4-0 on the season. They really just get ahead of teams and stay ahead of them. They like to put points up on the board. They're averaging 58.8 points per game. And the key is just to stop that air attack. Omaha first in the CIF against passing. It'll be an interesting matchup.
Very much so, and we found out that in watching films, Revolution is a throwing team, and I don't even think they have a kicker on the roster, so that could make a difference too. Was having Zeke, he's a real offensive weapon for us.
You mentioned it, interesting move. Ben Hill, the kicker for the Texas Revolutions in the last 3 games, actually released this week. Not replaced with a kicker on their roster, so we'll see who's handling kickoff duties. The Revolution, only 2 field goal attempts in the first game, have not even attempted a field goal since then, so they are planning, it would appear, to go for it on 4th down. Coin toss on the field. Omaha won it. They'll defer to the second half, and Texas will get the ball first, so we're going to get a chance to see that high-powered offense right off the top, as Omaha will take their chances with Marvin Jones' defense on the field. Pull up a chair. Thanks for joining us on Pluto TV. Big, huge matchup between the top 2 teams in the CIF, and it's the first of 2 contests. Omaha will travel to Dallas 2 weeks from now, actually on Monday night, as they will take on the Texas Revolution at the Star in Dallas 2 weeks from Monday, Kirk. So, obviously, want to win the games. If you can win the series, you get that all-important tiebreaker, head-to-head tiebreaker, if it comes to that for the playoff matchup for the championship game.
Well, the slaughterhouse has been good to us.
If they split the games, then its best record would be the first tiebreaker if it came down to the championship contest. So we are ready to go here in Ralston at Prairie Flower Casino Field. Omaha in the Project Pink tributes to cancer here tonight. You see the pink jerseys, the specialty jerseys. Those will be auctioned off in a variety of different ways. If you're at the game, you can attempt to purchase those, or there's some other ways I believe you can purchase them by contacting the Beef office if you are not in the crowd here tonight.
There's probably going to be a lot of buyers. They're a good-looking jersey.
They are pretty good looking. They stand out nice and sharp. Black pants here tonight.
Just like us.
We got the memo. We're good to go. So Omaha coming off their second and last bye of the season. They are ready to go. Zeke Aravalo out to handle kickoff duties for Omaha. And for the Revolution, the kickoff return game.
Frankie Solomon Jr. will be back. Or correction, it will be
Dominique Carson.
Dominique Carson. Deep.
With Frankie the
Frankie
up back.
Frankie's actually returned more kicks this year than Carson, but both of them with success. Carson, 9 returns, 193 yards, over 21 yards per return.
Frankie's an old veteran, even from the IFL days, and you're going to see some other ones. Clinton Solomon's in town, too.
So Zeke has the ball. And we are ready to go tonight in Omaha. Thanks for joining us for this big CIF matchup.
Here we go.
And here we go. Low line drive kick. It takes the bounce and textbook into the net. Perfect kick by Zeke will place a Revolution at the 5-yard line to start the game. And special teams, exactly what you want to get going, Kirk.
Well, it's good to have the defense on the field for the first possession. As we know, last week they stopped Wichita, kind of give us a big boost. And we'll be excited to see our offense tonight.
Texas on the 2019 season, 999 yards. Total offense, that is third in the CIF. Obviously should surpass the 1,000-yard mark very quickly here tonight. And as we mentioned, it's not really a balance attack. 895 of those yards through the air, 104 on the ground, third and fifth, respectively, in the league. Jeremiah Ian lines up on the right side for there. We have motion before, and the flags are out. The whistles go, and we'll see if Omaha jumped over the line early as we wait for the call. Kwame Bell looked like he got into that backfield and will be offsides on Omaha to start out. 5 free yards for the Texas Revolution. Kwame Bell, a force on that left side. So far this season's getting a little bit of assistance as Daquan Ivory will line up at the nose tackle position. Freshly back from a stint with the Philadelphia Soul of the Arena Football League, so it should give him some help there on the line. Harold Wills rounds out the front three for Marvin Jones' defense and the Beef. Mark off the penalty, first down and 5, opening drive of the game here at the Slaughterhouse. Here's a snap. Kent drops back. Flags on the play. He has a free play. He's going to go for it on the first play, and it's in and out of hands of his receiver, Clifton Rhodes. But it looks like the Beef were over the line again, and Kent, the veteran quarterback, tried to take advantage and go deep.
Yes, free play. Harold Wilson on the right side jumped.
You see Marvin Jones discussing with the head official here tonight, but back-to-back offside penalties is a first down for the Texas Revolution as they advance to their own 15-yard line without any offensive plays. 2 penalties is the first down of the night. Minute into the game, Revolution, 2 in the backfield in motion. They'll keep it on the ground. Here's Carson. We've talked about him. He gets 5 yards on first down out to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 as Dominique Carson. We'll see a lot of him tonight. 5'10", 170-pound yards, or 170 pounds out of Bethel College, averaging just under 3 yards per carry. But he's had a lot of work, 108 carries through the first 4 games. Second down and 5, wide receiver on each side for the Revolution. 2 in motion, Kent drops back, quick pass, and he misses his target. It's incomplete, looks for Rhodes again across midfield, can't bring it in, it'll be third down. So an early third down opportunity for Omaha as the Revolution started this drive at their own 5-yard line after the perfect touchback kick over the back wall by Omaha. We'll see if the defense can take advantage of the long field position that gave the Revolution. Kent drops back, wants to go deep, looks up the right side, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted. Trey Dudley Giles comes down with the ball. The first turnover of the game goes in favor of the Beef. And you'll have to win the turnover battle. We'll talk about that. That's something Texas has had a lot of success with so far in the 2019 season.
Good coverage. They were going a back shoulder throw to Clint Solomon, and he stepped in front and took the ball away. That's a good stop for our defense.
Trey Dudley-Giles, his third interception of the season. Had one last week. He brought it back all the way for the pick six. 5 turnovers for the Omaha last week against Wichita. They forced one on the first series of the game here and put the offense on the field, holding the Revolution scoreless. Marvin Jones has to be happy with that first series for the defense. Here's a brand new quarterback for Omaha. Derek Bernard takes a snap. He's got time. He wants to throw. It's nearly caught but broken up by the Revolution. Nice job on the play by the linebacker. Anthony Webb came in, got a couple hands on it, and broke it up. It'll be second down and 10.
Was very good coverage by the middle linebacker. They ran him deep, and it was just stop route in the middle, and he jumped in front of it.
Second down. You see the high motion. Here's the handoff. It's Bray across the left side. Picks up 3 or 4 yards. It'll be third down and long for Omaha. Antonio Bray is going to be the weapon on the ground for the Beef. The primary featured back in this offense, Calvin Phillips, will also get some carries in support of Bray. Empty backfield now for Omaha. 2 backs on each side. Farquharson on the right side. See the motion. They go for Kane, and he leaves a little bit short. And it's going to fall incomplete.
He was open.
And he was open, and fourth down. I assume the kicking crew will come out. Chuck Wright wants to, looks like, run a play as he talks to his quarterback. But here comes the kickers, as you'd expect them to try and play field position. Fourth down at their own 9-yard line. Zeke's got a long leg. This is probably going to test it for scoring purposes. 3 for 10 on field goals on the season. His long is 49 yards.
And that's what we're looking at right now.
They'll spot it at the Omaha 2. Be about 55 with the end zone. And it's blocked. Blocked and out of bounds. And it's going to be blown dead. And Omaha is going to give it to Texas deep in their own zone. And the Revolution are going to have an opportunity on offense, first down and goal. Zeke tried the low kick, but there's penetration. And that one never had a chance. And special teams, we talked about in the opening, it's been difficult for Omaha. They've cleaned it up a little bit, but right there, first special teams miscue goes in favor of the Texas Revolution.
And then it was a new long snapper for us again tonight.
We'll discuss that further throughout the game. But meanwhile, Omaha's defense in a tough position as they find themselves first and goal. They spot the ball at the 5. Kent drops back. He has time. It's complete near the goal line. I think he's in, waiting for the call. They are going to spot him at the 1. Complete to Clinton Solomon. I thought he might have got that ball over the goal line, but they're going to say that it's just short. It'll be second down and goal from the 1-yard line.
Clinton just stopped the wall, stood there for a second, and they threw him open. He just took 3 steps inside and he was wide open.
Second down and goal. About a half yard out. They spread out the offense. The featured back is Carson. And snap is mishandled. Kent tries to lean back, and he's going to be held short. Fortunate for Texas that they're able to keep the ball. We got a couple players here. A helmet came off of Tyler Castle at the center position. I don't know if it was ripped off. I didn't see, but you can see his head's a little irritated as that helmet came off.
Yeah, he got knocked backwards.
And he's going to have to leave for a play as that helmet was dislodged. And just like that, it is third down now for Omaha. We mentioned Texas does not have a kicker on the roster, so it's going to be third down territory everywhere, it appears. as we were 6 minutes into the game. Revolution threatening to get on the scoreboard here first. 3rd and goal from the 1. Goal line formation. We see the big up back come in. And it's handed off, and it looks like he's short again. Whistles blow, he did not get it. We saw the special goal line package come in for Texas.
Number 16, a defensive lineman.
Trey Harlan comes over, 6'5", 290-pound defensive lineman, gets the rock, and he is stood up, and it's 4th and goal.
Fans, we need everybody to represent
And Omaha trying to turn the Revolution away after the blocked field goal. You can hear the noise in the slaughterhouse. Big play early here in tonight's contest. 4th down, goal to go, just inside the 1-yard line. Same formation. Harlan will line up in that fullback position with Carson behind him. They give it to Carson. No. Carson tries to lean in. Did he get it? They spot him short. The beef of hell. Omaha turns them away after giving them the ball. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, and 4 big plays from Marvin Jones's defense, and they forced a turnover on downs.
A big time stop.
Put an asterisk next to that one. And that may turn out to be a big play. When we come back, we will see the Beef with the ball. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network.
All right, Alex. Sponsored by Coors Light, we have our Silver Bullet Shopping Dash. Now, both of our contestants, in addition to having shopping carts, have a very distinct pair of goggles known as beer goggles that they're wearing that do light up. Guys, this is going to be a simple race. The first person to get on down, load up their shopping cart, make it all the way back to the goal line will be tonight's winner. Alex, hey, you got to put them on. You got to put them on. There we go. 3-second countdown, Alex. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Alex, I'm going to take the guy on the right. Alex, I got the guy on the right. There we go, Alex. That was our Silver Bullet Dash brought to you by Coors Light, the official beer of the Omaha Beef. Omaha Beef fans, who's ready to see a touchdown?
Welcome back to Prairie Flower Casino Field, Ralston Arena. Omaha comes up big on defense, stopping a goal line stand from the Texas Revolution. They'll get the ball back midway through the first quarter. By rule, they move that ball out. Actually, they're going to challenge that spot to see if he did cross the goal line. That just happened coming out of the media timeout, Kirk, and we'll get another look at this. I don't think they're going to have enough to overturn this from what I've seen. No. Remember, it's got to be conclusive, but not the worst challenge either, though, because if you can find that frame where that ball penetrated that goal line, obviously it's a score.
DeQuan Ivory, big addition back at the nose tackle. You saw him, he knocked the center back the play before, and just stuffed him back.
They tried to hand it off to Dominique Carson, who's had 4 touchdowns on the ground this year. Literally half a yard out. He had the big lead blocker. They brought in that goal line formation with the defensive lineman.
Yep.
They gave it to him on the play before. He was unable to score. This time, tried to follow him in. I actually thought that they may have been closer to the goal line on the play before than on this one. But this one is the one that's going to turn it over on downs if he was stopped short.
The defensive line just reestablished the line of scrimmage, pushed him back and held him.
Man, I don't know. 101 one more time.
All 8 teams in the CIF in action here tonight. Amarillo hosting Duke City. That game got started an hour earlier. 34-26 Amarillo. Late in the second quarter. Salina, midway through the first quarter, they've scored first against Sioux City. They are out in front 7-0.
I think we got a winner here. I think we got 101 is our winner tonight.
So officials still checking this one over, so close enough. You know, this is a tough call in indoor.
You right there. Yeah,
I personally don't like the indoor rule. They don't care what I think, but the problem is you don't have a lot of camera angles. And here's an example of where you know, in the NFL or big college, you really need that camera right on the goal line to get that perspective of where that ball is to be conclusive. And most likely they don't have that angle.
You want to boo me? You really want to boo me when I'm the one down here helping you guys cheer on tonight?
And I can...
This is why you guys are the best fan base in Champions Indoor Football. Give you guys a big round of applause.
And it appears that they do not see anything to turn this over right now. They do have one more view.
Boy, they've been taking quite some time.
They're taking a look at it. But, you know, when NFL went back to instant replay, I actually was working the NFL and part of that when it happened way back in 1999. Mike Holmgren, who's on the rules committee at that time, basically said, hey, look, replay should be if the guy is drunk at the bar and says you missed that play, you overturn it. Otherwise, you don't. So when it's this close, you have to wonder. I mean, if they find one angle that shows it sounds like right now they don't have anything.
Or they're still looking back and forth.
And the discussion is that they do not have that down the line shot, and I don't think they're going to be able to overturn this. And this play is going to stand in favor of Omaha. And they're going to have held on downs. So Omaha's going to take back over.
But if you look at it, you know, here at Ralston Arena, we do have probably some of the best video in the league as far as angles and so on and so forth. So
Arena crew does a great job here, bringing you the shots. A great job of not replaying that too in the arena.
Yeah,
smart home arena video crew, and here's the call. So Victor Mann took a gamble, uses his first of 2 coaches' challenges, and it goes the way of Omaha, and by rule, that ball will come out to the 5-yard line. That's where the Beef will start their drive with 7:46 remaining here, quarter number 1, and no score. First down for the Beef. Bernard puts the men in motion. High snap, he puts it down.
There he
actually
goes.
Kept it. Here he goes at the 10, the 15, first down Omaha. As we welcome Derek Bernard to Omaha with a 12-yard carry and a first down for Omaha, and that's what Derek Bernard brings.
He does. One thing, though, is ball security. He had that ball out there a little bit.
Snap was a little high, so he had to bring it back down. But that's the offense that Omaha hopes to open up now. Now you have Antonio Bray in the backfield, and you have some misdirection. You have to watch for the quarterback now, and on top of that, he's going to be able to throw. So a lot more options for Chuck Wright in his offense is 2 men in motion. This time they do give it to Bray. Bray on the right side, tries to find the side, leans towards the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll spot it. He gets 4 yards on the play. It's going to be second down and 6. Nice first down carry for Antonio Bray. Antonio Bray 41 carries, 252 yards coming into tonight, averaging 84 yards a game on the ground, which is a pretty good number in indoor. Also impressive, just over 6 yards per carry for Antonio Bray. Skylar Prohl, Junebug, and Terrell Johnson, the front 3 for Omaha on the offensive line. 2 men in motion on the left side. Bernard's going to run it again, tries to tuck it under, but gets met in the backfield by that defensive line of Texas. Slight loss on the play is going to bring up third down about 7. By by far the best team Omaha will have faced in the first 4 games of this young season. A great chance for the Beef to find out exactly where they stack up. If you haven't been following along, Omaha, complete revamp over a year ago when they went 4-8, only 2 guys still on the roster from the end of last year. Third down, Bernard scrambles, pressure from behind, he throws across field, wide open, complete, down to the 10-yard line. He bought the time and then found Antonio Bray for the gain. First down at the 10-yard line.
Standing wide open on the 10, right against the wall.
So Bernard did a good job
of moving
and keeping that play going. And we watch this one again. Look at him tuck it under. Bray actually,
he shook
up a little bit. Yeah. You see that hit right there, right on his arm. I think he got his elbow a little bit, but he wants to stay in. He's hoping to get the carry and possibly finish this drive off. 4:47 remaining, quarter number 1. Beef looking to get on the scoreboard first. Farquharson lines up on the right side. 2 men in motion on the left side. Fake to Bray. No, actually, they give it to Bray. And you see what Chuck Wright's going to do. They're going to just play that misdirection with Bray and Derek Bernard all night. As Bray gets it down near the 5-yard line, it's going to be second down and goal.
Started to sweep to the right, cut right back over to the center.
Derek Bernard. As we mentioned, 4 games started for the San Diego Strike Force of the IFL this season. Left mid-season to join Omaha. Second and goal. He's looking around. He has a man. Bray on the near side.
Touchdown.
Bray into the end zone. And the Beef are on the scoreboard first. And no problem for Derek Bernard as he was laying down and a flag comes in. I don't know if this celebration is going to be on Bernard, but 6 points are going to go on the scoreboard for Omaha as they have struck first here with 3:56 remaining in the first quarter. I think Bernard's going to get called for a little extra as we get the call.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. Yeah. I didn't see that hit come in, but that'll come on after the kickoff. And Omaha has struck first. 6-0 pending an Arevalo extra point. As we look at that again, Bray just up that right side and across the goal line for the touchdown. Here's Zeke. As the backup quarterback, Nociolo, is actually on the roster, is the holder. The kick is up, and it is good.
Just watching that replay, it was a blow to the head. They hit him in the helmet.
3:56 remaining here in the first quarter of play. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're watching Omaha Beef Football. This is Omaha Beef Football Network.
All right, Alex. We have the U.S. Army out here on the football field. He's going to be shooting out free Omaha Beef T-shirts. Okay, that went up to the suite, buddy. You got to get his attention if you guys want a shirt here. I think you got a couple people right over here, buddy. Right over here. All right, we got to show some love to this section over here as well. We got one more shirt, and he's aiming towards section 110, 111, 112, and 113. Here we go, last one, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're here for Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night, but let's give it up for the men and women of the U.S. Army, folks.
Welcome back. 3:56 remaining here. Quarter number 1. Omaha has scored first to take a 7-0 lead, and really eventful 7-0 when you look at the long field, the interception, giving Texas the ball at their own at the Omaha 5-yard line, hold them out of the end zone, and then driving it down the field. That looked like it hit the net, but they let him play it, and still runs it out to the 6-yard line. If that would have bounced up, hit the net, it would have been a touchback to the 5. But instead, it's run out. And Texas will start at their own 8-yard line as Dominique Carson was on the return. I think that's what they're talking about right now, the referee talking with that back judge. So this may still move back a yard or two.
Yeah, the return actually, if they give him 2 extra yards to the 7.
And the discussion continues. I know I saw that net move, and it did, and they will move this back to the 5-yard line. Here's the explanation.
Oh, actually to the 2.
Oh, they must have seen him down by contact then. Unclear. No penalty on the play.
Up, little discussion.
We're ready to go, so Texas will start from the 3-yard line. Trailing by 7, under 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Texas Revolution 4-0 on the season, trailing Omaha 7-0. Here's the quick pass out across the left side, completed to Clifton Rhodes. He is tackled immediately by Sleepy Williams. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. He'll make it 2nd down and 7. Sleepy Williams, he has had a pretty good early season for Omaha after actually not being kept through the opening training camp, brought back in. And when Marvin Williams brought him back in, Sleepy Williams has won the spot and kept it so far. 2nd down, here's a pass rush, screen set up. Carson out to the 15 to the 20-yard line. 1st down yardage for the Revolution as they get out to the 21-yard line, under 3 minutes to go here in the first.
A little bit of switch. Robert Kubik's in at right defensive end on this series.
Robert Cuba, another player that was cut early after an early game, brought back, and Marvin Jones has liked what he's seen from the lineman out of Olivet College. 1st down, Kent wants to go downfield. He wants to find the end zone, and it's picked off again. Pickoff number 2 by the Omaha defense. And Kent is having troubles finding that 27th touchdown through the air on the season as this one's picked off by Chris Perry.
Went again to Clinton Solomon. It was the same play, same pass route that we intercepted on before down the right side.
Kent, 26 passing touchdowns through the first 4 games. You know, he's had his way through the air, and so far those defensive backs have been tested, and they've been up to it. 2 turnovers in the opening quarter for the Omaha defense. On the season, 6 interceptions. That's 2 more. That is 8. They only trailed Texas in that category, looking to possibly catch them. Texas with 9 on the season. Omaha now trails that by 1.
That's what the film study will do for you. Clinton's their go-to guy.
So the beat from their own 5, we have whistles as the ball is snapped. And there's a substitution made, but I didn't see a timeout or any reason that the clock should have been stopped, but they're going to give Texas a substitution and make Omaha restart 1st down from their own 5. Derek Bernard led the beef down the field on the last drive for the opening touchdown of the game. This time, hands it off to Bell. Bell, that's a play that Omaha's run quite a bit, and Texas looks like they did a little film study as well. Not much on that play.
Their defensive left end just stayed right on the line of scrimmage. Didn't get suckered in.
Javon Bell, wide receiver out of Texas Tech. A go-to weapon on that sweep play. A lot of times they'll fake it to him. Actually only thrown the ball to him once this season, or 1 catch for 5 yards. But is a weapon on that sweep, and Texas says we've seen that one before. Here's 2nd down. Here comes the pass rush. Bernard wants to throw, hits it back across, finds a completion.
Just short of the first down.
Donovan Raspberry, new addition to the Omaha squad as well, gets his first catch with the Beef. Out to the 14-yard line. Another veteran receiver that Omaha's picked up in the last 2 weeks. As Omaha's now facing third down and short from their own 14. Bray lines up in the backfield with Bernard. Raspberry in motion with Bell. Handoff is to Bray. He has the first down and more. Out to the 20, move the chains. Be first down for Omaha at their own 20-yard line. Time winding down here in the first quarter of play. We'll see if the Beef get another one off. But they're going to be content to take the first quarter into the books with a 7-0 lead. So it's been an exciting first quarter. Omaha wins quarter number 1, 7-0. We'll come back after this timeout. You're watching Beef Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Welcome back to Ralston Arena. Todd Walkenhorst, there's Kirk Heyer. Omaha Beef out in front of the Texas Revolution, 7-0. First quarter stats, Omaha 4 first downs, Texas with 1. Omaha 67 yards to 27 for Texas, but the big number is the 2 interceptions for Omaha. Both as Kent tried to go deep and find the end zone for the Texas Revolution, and defensive backs were ready for Omaha.
Great coverage on it. You know, it looks like the offense is getting a halfway decent rhythm too, which is very, very important. New quarterback coming in, stepping in, and things seem to be falling in line for him.
You know, that is something that, it's one of those intangibles. It's hard to describe, but you can tell when a team's in rhythm compared to when they're not in rhythm, and it's just already felt like that you've seen a little better synergy so far in this first 15 minutes.
Well, and the offensive line staying with their blocks. You know, Antonio getting a chance someplace starting wide, and he's cutting back over the middle. And like you say, it looks like they're starting in pretty decent rhythm.
Omaha will be on the road next week as they will travel to Oklahoma for the first time. Enid, Oklahoma, they will take on the Flying Aces. A week from tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff. That should be on Pluto TV. Check out the Facebook page for the Omaha Beef watch parties. And come join us. Watch the Omaha Beef. Right now, quarter number 2, Antonio Bray on first down gets stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. Good swarming defense by the Revolution. It'll be a short loss and be second down and 12 for Omaha.
He was looking for that cutback.
Antonio Bray has had a heck of a start to the season. 41 carries, 252 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground coming into tonight. And he has another touchdown tonight. 11 all-purpose touchdowns, 1 on kickoff return and another one through the air. As Bernard gets some pressure, buys some time, does the fake, has a completion. Oh, look at Bray. Here he comes. Oh, he tried to get cross field. They want the horse collar, but I think he got that shoulder pad, Kirk, and not behind the neck, which is the penalty. And it's going to be third down. Not much going on there, but you see the possibilities as both of those players are doing a little improvisation and trying to make something happen.
Well, another thing, you look with that swarming defense, and the other thing with the running quarterback.
So 4 starting quarterbacks in 4 weeks for Omaha. Obviously not ideal. They believe they have their man now in Derek Bernard. Third down, 15, out of the gun. Takes his time. Here's the pressure.
There he goes.
Right side, needs 15 yards. There's 10 of them. There's 15. Boom. First down, Omaha. Derek Bernard lowers the shoulder. Helmet out on the field. It's empty. That's a good sign, but it's a first down for Omaha. As they move the chains again, Derek Bernard, that's what he's going to bring.
And that was a Revolution helmet that bit the dust. He put a good hit. He put a good lick on him.
Watch this. They need 15. He finds the opening. He decides to go for it. And then watch the hit. He puts it in at the end. Lays the shoulder into the defender and gets a first down. We have a timeout. The Revolution used timeout number 2 of the first half. Going to recover and maybe sensing a turning point already in this game or a momentum swing. Omaha driving down the field. Texas has not been playing from behind at all this season. Not a position they're familiar with.
No, and it's like you say, they're trying their darndest to swarm, but Derek is going to run the ball.
So as we mentioned, Omaha 2-1 on the season. It kind of, we talked about the quarterbacks. It's been a different offense each week depending on the quarterbacks too, which has been difficult for these teams to prepare. You talk about film study. Omaha really hasn't thrown anything consistently on the field. It's been a little bit different, a little bit of a surprise every week.
No, and we just, in our throw game, we've had quarterbacks that aren't moving. We do now.
First down from the Revolution 16-yard line. Bernard with Bray. He'll hand it off to Bray. Bray tries to find the hole, scrambles around to the right side, inside the 10-yard line. Still on his feet, fights to the 7. I think he got 9 on first down. It's be second and short.
He stiff-armed that guy, hit him right in the chest, knocked him backwards.
Antonio Bray, 5'8", 170 pounds. Kirk has called him elusive. He wasn't elusive that time. He was just tough and drove through the defender.
To hit that straight arm, hit him right in the chest, knocked the defender backwards.
Second down and 1. The Beef are threatening again. We have an official timeout on the field as the chains are in the wrong position.
They're down there eating popcorn or something?
Yeah, I think they thought it was first and goal, but it's actually second and short. So the 10-yard chain markers have to be put back into play. And now they're make sure they put them in the right place so you can see there. About 2 yards for that first down. And we are ready to go again. Bernard's already thrown for 1 touchdown, as we mentioned. 158 yards per game in the IFL in his 4 starts for San Diego. There's a little toss out to Javon Bell. Bell finds the goal line. It's a touchdown for Omaha. And Omaha has added to the lead. It's 13-0.
They got to put another chin straps on their helmet again. That's another one that got knocked off.
Little pitch play over to Javon Bell as he finishes it off. First touchdown of the season for Javon Bell. We watch that again. Tough running by Omaha here in the first half against Texas. A.J. Nociolo, the starting quarterback last week, had a nice game actually in the victory over Wichita. He's the holder. Still on the roster, puts the snap down, and Zeke finishes it off, and it's 14-0 Omaha. How about that, Kirk?
They're complaining about something again.
Player late to get up for Texas. But Omaha has struck again and out in front 14-0. You know, you look at Texas this year, the first quarter is what's tough. They like to score. We talked about that. They like to get that tempo going. They've actually outscored their opponents 66-25 in the first quarter of this season. Omaha turned the tables on them, outscore them 7-0, just put another one on there. There's nothing Omaha would like better than to control this game in tempo and staying out in front. And again, put Texas in an uncomfortable position. They are not familiar with playing from behind, as they are 4-0 this year.
Well, here again, big stop by the defense. We get the momentum coming our way. Offense comes in, takes it down, scores. So
Richard Kent has thrown 2 interceptions already in the first quarter of play. He's only thrown 4 coming into tonight. And the Revolution on the season, +6 on turnovers coming into tonight. They're -2 just here tonight. Omaha +3, but you might remember they slow start. They got 5 turnovers a week ago to add to that number. Penalty flag comes in on the return. Whoa. And look at that collision. They call Carson down at the 13-yard line. A flag was thrown down by the goal line. We'll see what this call is. It's got to be against Texas, as they're the only players down on that end of the field. But the ball had not fallen short yet.
Well,
on the kick.
As we watch the replay, Desmond just blasted this guy.
Yeah, he got double hit. Got hit once and then hit again while in the air. Let's get the call.
It's against them. What do we got?
Could be a legal substitution. So a play that either came in late. And Victor Mann, head coach at Texas, wanting the explanation. Victor Mann, actually head coach of the Omaha Beef for a little while. Never during the season, 2 off seasons ago, was hired by previous ownership and was the coach during the off season. Put together a lot of the roster, and then right before camp opened, was replaced. Never explained, but went back to Texas, where he
look at that game tackling.
Got a championship, as he's now leading the Revolution, and on first down, Omaha stacks him up.
4 defenders on the ball carrier.
We talked about Victor Mann and the Texas Revolution. A successful team down there, champions 2 years ago. Of course, Beef fans know, defeated Omaha in that CIF championship game in Dallas. Victor Mann was the head coach of that Texas squad. Beef fans would like nothing better than to replay that championship game, this time here in Omaha. Second down. Kent drops back. Here comes Kwame Bell. Can't get him. He's got some room. He's going to run to the 15, then dives. Takes the hit. They're going to call a flag on that, but I'll tell you what, Kent gave himself pretty late. And they're going to call the hit on Omaha. We'll see if we see this one again. Kent went into that slide, but it was really late. They may get Omaha for going a little high on the hit, but you know, there's some jawing and stuff during pregame between these teams. You see that a lot, but I think officials want to set the tone early that they're not going to put up with a lot and keep control of this ball game. This is the type of contest that can get out of control quickly, and they are going to call targeting to the head.
They said he hit him in the head.
They're going to review that. So a targeting penalty is like college. If they uphold that, we could actually have a disqualification. So hopefully we get a chance to see this again. You see the officials taking a look at the play. Looked like shoulder pad came in. He slid into him. Targeting supposed to be contact to the helmet. We'll see what the officials decide after reviewing this. So the penalty is actually 15 yards. And review, who'd they actually get that on, Kirk?
I didn't even see it. Of course, they aren't going to give us a replay here.
think is Desmond Reed, who actually was on the contact. And his future is in stake. And it's tough. 21-man active rosters. You don't have a lot of depth if you lose a player to injury or a disqualification.
Especially a middle linebacker.
Absolutely. So it looks like they got the shot that they want. Omaha awaits a decision. 15 yards will be assessed either way. And they've made a decision. We'll see what they have. And they're going to, I believe, have a disqualification, Kirk, judging by their reaction on the sideline and talking with Omaha owner Ricky Birds. That's going to be a big call on the Omaha defense if they lose.
Duquan, yeah.
Here's the call. So the foul is confirmed, but player not ejected. We'll take a look at this one more time there. We don't see the contact on that replay. Foul is on number 11, Sleepy Williams, and not. I'm going to have to get a follow-up. Victor Mann wants confirmation on this.
I think they thought he went for the helmet, but instead he hit him with a forearm.
So I'm not sure what the confirmation was. There is no ejection. Victor Mann getting an explanation here. He's not liking what he sees, but fortunate for Omaha, they'll take the 15 yards. They cannot afford to lose a starting player on defense. So after they mark it off, it'll be first down for the Revolution inside Beef territory. I'm going to have to, I'll be honest, I'll have to get some clarifications on the targeting rules for the CIF. I don't believe I have seen a CIF targeting call.
And it wasn't a hit. It wasn't a helmet to helmet. They were showing he hit him with the forearm and the shoulder.
So the confirmation may have been that he didn't hit the helmet. Either way, we'll try to find out more. They mark it off to the Omaha 14-yard line. Texas threatening, trying to get on the scoreboard. 11 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Kent lost the throw. He completes it to the near side, and nice tackling. Boy, we're seeing that Omaha defense really go after the players here as this one's completed for about 6 yards.
Laying the wood to him. Here again, that was just a stop route. All the motion going to the left, he came back to the right-hand side.
Jordan Brown lining up in that running back position. This time they throw to the left side. It's complete inside the 5-yard line.
Clint Solomon.
Solomon again. That'll be good for first down yardage in Texas. For the second time tonight, we'll have first and goal. This time from about the 3.
Pretty much a wide receiver screen. They had 2 blockers in front and 2 high motion people.
Omaha has held once on a goal line stand when Texas had first and goal from the 5-yard line in the first quarter. Brown stays in at running back. Carson is out. Fullback is back in. That's the defensive lineman. But they give it to Brown. Brown can't get through. Picks up maybe a yard or so. They're going to mark him down at the 2. It's going to be second down and goal.
That lead blocker got stuffed and they're forced him to the outside.
Second down and goal. Carson not in the game. The featured running back for the Texas Revolution. As we'll go with the same formation once again. Trey Harlan is that fullback. They want to throw on second down. Here it is.
No.
It's in and out of the hands, incomplete. Looking for Jeremiah Eden on the right side. Third down.
Great pressure up the middle. They collapsed that pocket. Really great pressure from the front three.
Under 9 minutes to go, first half of play, running clock in indoor football. As we take a look at that again, a nice job on defense. Taylor Hawkins got some fingertips on that ball and put it into the seats. It's going to be third down and goal from the 2-yard line. Texas looking to get on the scoreboard. Solomon likes the noise. He's lining up on the left side. Same formation again. We've seen this on the goal line. Fullback and I-back. Solomon looked offside, but they're going to throw to him, and it's open. And they throw to the fullback, who is the defensive lineman, Trey Harlan. And Texas is on the scoreboard. And as we mentioned, they do not have a kicker on the roster. We'll see what they elect to do here. Ben Hall was released after the last game and not replaced with another kicker. So either somebody could kick short, or they're going to be going for some twos tonight. It looks like we're going to have a 2-point conversion attempt. Texas has completed 4 2-point conversions this year. They're trying for number 5. We have flags all over the backfield as this one is incomplete. I think we're going to have holding on Texas, which will be declined. We'll wait for the call. Ben Hill, who was here until last week, was 15 of 22 on field goals, 68%, pretty good kicker. Well, there you got the explanation. It's a penalty, hands to the face on Texas. So the extra point attempt is no good. Omaha leads 14-6, 8:27 remaining in the first half of play. We'll be back after this timeout. This is Omaha Beef Football Network.
This one's on, maybe. I don't know. All right, Alex, now my microphone is working. All right, we have 2 contestants with a banana tied around their waist. You are not allowed to use your hands. Whatever contestant gets the most oranges in without using their hands or the closest to the hula will be tonight's winner. You're going to have 30 seconds. Alex, I need a 3-second countdown for these guys to get going. Now, Alex, they got to get their hips into it, you know? They got to get their hips into it. All right, we got a guy trying all kinds here with the jump. Hey, Sirloin, why don't you come show this guy how to do it here? All right, Alex, 5-second countdown, Alex. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Back at Ralston Arena, 8:27 remaining, first quarter, or first half of play. Omaha Beef out in front of the Texas Revolution, 14-6, just turned away a 2-point conversion attempt and have an 8-point advantage. So far, so good for the Beef. Held Texas out a couple times, forced a couple turnovers. Let them score 6 right there, but as we mentioned, Texas this year averaging nearly 60 points a game. You're not going to shut them out.
Yeah, I got to get up here too. Stop coaching now, hollering back wall, which is in arena football when it's the goal line play to run that receiver along that back wall. It's been a popular play on the goal line for years and years. but they leaked the fullback out to the left-hand side.
Omaha in action with seven other teams in the CIF tonight. Amarillo and Duke City at halftime. Amarillo out in front 41-26. Oklahoma in front of Wichita 21-20, 13:30 left in the second, looking for their first win of the year. And up in Sioux City, the Bandits out in front of Liberty 20-17 late first half. Antonio Bray back deep for Omaha. They await for the kick. Jeremiah Ian does the kicking duties. The wide receiver, he puts it over the sidewall, and that will be spotted where it went out of bounds. It's going to be near the 20-yard line or maybe even further. Oh, they spotted at the 25. So Omaha will take the favorable field position. Again, it's kicking by committee. Hard to believe. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a story behind it. We know it's tough putting the roster together every week, but no actual kicker on the roster for Texas here tonight. Definitely changes your game plan.
Yeah, you've got to score every possession.
And now, of course, the penalty to the hands of the face on the conversion attempt, and Omaha will be starting at the Revolution 13. So easily field goal position already for Zeke Arevalo, but Omaha is thinking more as they'll start at the 13-yard line with an 8-point advantage. Shotgun. Handoff is to Phillips, his first carry of the night. Tries to go right back up the middle. Maybe picks up a yard before being stacked up. It'll be second down and 9. Phillips been complimenting Antonio Bray in the backfield this season. 11 carries for 43 yards. About 4 yards a carry on the season. They'll line up back there again, and they'll give it to Phillips again. Tries the right side this time, inside the 10-yard line. Picks up maybe 2 more. It's going to be third down and 7. So Omaha trying to establish that ground game. On the season, 135 yards per game on the ground. That is first in the CIF. Of course, some of that was out of necessity the first few weeks based on personnel. Third down, long 7. Under 7 to go in the first half. 2 men in motion. They fake the handoff and then try to throw. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Kane Farquharson. There is a flag on the play back near the quarterback. I think it's going to be holding on Omaha. Penalty will be on Omaha. Will they decline and make it fourth down, or do they want to back them up?
importance of the kicking game, right? We scored, we had a possession. If you can score in every position, you're going to do all right.
So a 9-point, or make it 11-point lead now for Omaha. 17-6, 6:10 remaining here in the first half of play. Texas scored a touchdown on their last drive. Carson back in the game to return this kick. Carson fields it just inside the goal line out to the 5, 10, 15. Still on his feet to the 20. And a good kick for Dominique Carson. Let's look at 20 yards on the return. He's averaging 21 yards per return, so right on schedule as the Revolution will start. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Omaha travels to take on the Flying Aces next week in Enid, Oklahoma. 7 o'clock kickoff in Enid. New facility down there, new team to the league. Excited to get down there. Low ceiling. Zeke will have to try to get some kicks in and warm-ups and get used to that venue. Oklahoma trying to get their first win of the night tonight against Wichita. Here's Kent on first down, has some pressure, wants to go deep. He has Solomon down there, and he finds him this time. And it's a touchdown. Touchdown number 27 on the season for Kent. And the Revolution strike on one play for 30 yards.
They switched sides. The other two were the interceptions were to the right-hand side. He went down the left side and was open. Picked on somebody else.
Again, no kicker on the roster, so the Revolution, they will go for 2 to try to make this a 3-point game. For 1 on 2-point conversion attempts here tonight. In fact, got a hands to the face penalty on the last attempt that backed up the next kickoff. Men in motion, Kent under center. Fires it across the middle, and it's nearly picked off, but the conversion is no good. And it'll be a 5-point lead for Omaha. Another flag on the play. This penalty will be against Texas as they're looking. It's a hold on Texas. That will be declined, and the conversion no good. So Omaha hanging on by 5. It's 17-12. Texas starting to find their offense here in the second quarter as they put up 12 points after being held scoreless in the first. Omaha, a field goal on their last drive. 3 scoring drives here tonight. Texas only trailing by 5 with 2 first-quarter interceptions. And, you know, that's the Texas game plan. Throw it deep. He's got some good weapons in those wide receivers, and it's been working for most of the season.
Well, that's good, too. Now, if we can get a good drive coming in here and get a score coming up, we do get the kickoff second half. So
second half kickoff going the Beef's way. 5.5 remaining here in the first half of play. 17-12 Omaha. Running clock until the 1-minute warning in the first and second halves here in the CIF. Omaha does have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Texas has used 2 already, so they have 1. One was on that failed challenge. Victor Mann trying to challenge a 4th down goal line play as the Beef held them out of the end zone and did not win the challenge. Here's the kickoff. Eden high end over end kick. That's going to bounce, and it's fielded maybe on in the air and pushed into the bench was Trey Dudley Giles. That was a live ball, Kirk. So Dudley had to come up and make the catch.
Either that or knock it over the boards.
Or knock it over the boards. So Omaha fields it at their own 23. And that's where they'll start first down. Bernard gets a play from Chuck Wright, comes in.
had a solid first half for Omaha. Omaha has not trailed tonight as they scored first. Puts two men in motion. Bernard out of the gun. Here comes the pass rush. Has to spin around, buy some time, throws it, and that's ugly. It's going to fall to the ground. Ball came a little loose as he tried to throw that away. I couldn't tell if a hand got on it or not, but it falls to the ground incomplete. It'll be second down.
At least he didn't throw late over the middle, which is a no-no.
Bernard 4 for 8 through the air tonight. 34 yards. Second and 10 from their own 23. Under 4.5 to go in the opening half. Men in motion right and left side for Omaha. Pass rush again from the Revolution. Bernard will tuck it under, gets near midfield. They'll spot him at the 25. Be third down and long again for Omaha, and they're finding yards to be a little tougher to come by here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the Revolution has come up with a pretty decent pass rush these past few plays.
Be about 40-yard attempt from here if Omaha were to need to kick. Ari Valo's been good for up to 49 this year. Third down, wants to throw. It is knocked down, and it is incomplete. As Texas again with a little bit of a pass rush, and the field goal unit will come out. Trey Colbert on the pass breakup will force the kick from Omaha. Be about 40-yard attempt. Zeke is 4 for 12 on field goals this season. Snap down, placement's good, and it's tipped, and this one's going to be bouncing around and goes over the wall and will be a touchback. So good field position for the Omaha as they put Texas deep. We'll come back for the end of the first half. You're watching Beef Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Well, actually, we'll keep it right here as clock starts back up. We're under 3 minutes to go. Revolution starting from their own 5-yard line. Men in motion, look like it was offsides. No flag on the play. Screen pass to Carson to the 15, out to the 17-yard line, driven out of bounds. 12 yards on first down for Texas. Solomon looked like he may have got a step over the line of scrimmage before the snap. No flags on the play. Texas trailing by 5, 17-12, looking for their first lead of the night, can do it here. First down from their own 17. Kent will operate out of the gun. Two men in motion on the left side. He wants to throw, and this one's broken up and caught. Carson catches it near the line of scrimmage, now bounces around. Oh man, takes some wicked hits though. After it's all said and done, gains a yard to be second down 9.
Good pressure by Kwame.
Kwame got a hand on Kent as he tried to throw. Good job by Carson coming up with the ball out of the air. As we look at this again, there's the pressure. Carson right there tries to make something out of it. Picks up a yard at second and 9. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line, approaching the 1-minute warning. Kent wants to throw, finds Solomon, hit right away by Chris Perry. Picks up about 6 yards on the play, but it's going to be third down as we are going to go to the 1-minute warning. 1-minute warning in Omaha, 17-12. We'll come back with the final 60 seconds of play. You're watching CIF football. This is Omaha Beef Football Network.
chance to win $100 courtesy of Prairie Flower Casino. But our contestants need a teammate with them. So who wants to come on the field for a chance to win $100? We got it. Oh, you got your guy already? Here we go. This lady's got to grab somebody. We got our final contestant grabbing somebody, so hold on here. All right. So just so you guys know, your team captain is going to roll the dice. They're going to roll all three. Yep. The highest cumulative score by your team captain will be the winner. So, hey, if she wins $100, and so do you, just so you know, and vice versa, all right? So we're going to go ladies first. She needs all three dice, guys. She needs all three dice. So you got to throw them all up in the air at once, all right? Whenever you're ready. Here we go. First score to beat is 9.
Welcome back to Ralston Arena. 1 minute warning here at Prairie Flower Casino Field. Good ball game. Top teams in the North and South Division. 17-12 as we head towards halftime. Revolution trying to get another score on the board or even take the lead as they'll be facing 3rd down and 2, Kirk. One timeout left for Texas. Omaha has all 3, and as you mentioned, Omaha will be getting the ball to start the second half, but defense has played tough, holding this high-powered offense to 12 points so far in the first half. Like to keep them off the scoreboard again going in the locker room.
Absolutely.
So they finish up the dice promotion. We remind you, if you're here locally, join us for the post-game party. Win or lose, it's always a party over at the Firewater Grill at 70th and Grover right after this game. And of course, Kirk Heyer's favorite promotion with our friends over there, if the Beef are victorious. First, victorious, then they open up the beer cooler. They will give away equal number of beers to the points that were scored by the Omaha Beef. But first, have to win the game. Second, then score the points.
Yeah, and they don't let you cut in line either.
And they don't let you cut in line. So get over there and join us at the Firewater Grill tonight after tonight's contest. Hopefully, it'll be a victory party for Omaha. 3rd down and the hard snap. DeQuan Ivory fell for it. It's going to be a free first down for the Revolution. Veteran move by the quarterback. Could see that one coming.
Yeah, taking a snap under center, too.
So move the chains. DeQuan Ivory, first game with the Beef, was in camp with the Beef, and then signed and played with the Philadelphia Soul, the Arena Football League, returned this week. And getting his first start at that nose guard position. Now first down for the Revolution. Under center, fires, complete. That's Carson
flag.
down, or no, there's a flag back in line of scrimmage. This one's going to come back after the completion. Clifton Rhodes got the completion. We'll confirm who this penalty is on. Looks like it's going to go against Omaha.
Personal foul. Hands to the face, number 32 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal.
So back-to-back penalties as hands to the face is called again on DeQuan Ivory. That'll be added to the end of the run. It'll be half the distance to goal line, 1st and goal for the Texas Revolution. Ball spotted at the 3-yard line. 1st down and goal for Texas. Revolution looking to get the lead for the first time tonight. They're 3 yards away from doing it. 50 seconds and counting here in the first half. Little shovel pass, and it is good for a touchdown as Clifton Rhodes walks right in. A 6'1", 194-pound receiver out of Tarleton State. He scores his 9th touchdown of the year, and the Revolution have taken a 1-point lead with the conversion pending. So Texas will go for 2 again, as again, they do not have a kicker on the roster. Going to try to extend the lead to 3 with 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. Omaha does have all 3 timeouts, though. when they get this ball back. Ken under center, Carson in the backfield. Solomon around the left side. Ken will try to throw forward, and we have flags in the end zone as this one is picked off. Another flag, as we're going to have a personal foul, I believe. Ball's on the ground now. Chaos everywhere. Flag finally will be called. 2 flags on the play as a conversion fails. And more pressing is an injured Beef defender. That's Kwame Bell, who's favoring a leg after that. A flag in the end zone and one back at the line of scrimmage will let them sort it out. Bell looks like he'll be okay, still on the field. These are offsetting penalties. They'll likely get a chance to attempt the conversion again, or if they're both on Omaha. Both on Omaha. They'll take the roughing the passer again on Dequan Ivory. 3rd penalty on him on this drive. They'll move the conversion attempt halfway closer to the goal line. They'll get another shot at it. So they spot it at the 1-yard line. 1 yard for 2 points. They got that goal line formation back in. As the defensive lineman, Trey Harlan, comes in at the fullback position, and they give it to Carson. He crosses the line, and they convert for 2 for the first time tonight, and now have a 3-point lead.
Awfully tough to stop a 1-yard run when they run wide.
So Texas, 1 for 3 on the 2-point conversions, and they've taken a 3-point lead with 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. All 20 points here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Marvin's a little upset with Dequan.
Omaha will have all 3 timeouts, 46 seconds, and an allotment of timeouts is a long time in the indoor game. And Omaha will get the ball to start the second half of play as well, so an opportunity. We know field goal, Zeke can hit from almost anywhere on the field if they're able to get the kickoff.
Yeah, at least get us back even, huh?
So 2 possessions for Omaha, trying to see if they can take control of this game again, as Texas is stolen the momentum and quieted the crowd here at Ralston Arena. Jeremiah Eden, the wide receiver, will kick off again. We've seen the kickoffs go all over the place. He just goes up and takes a whack. I don't think there's any intention on where the ball is going besides forward. This time he actually did kind of aim it towards the wall, and that's not a bad deal. It didn't hit the wall, though. It's fielded and out near the 20-yard line. Tried to find that wall, which isn't the worst kick. Trey Dudley-Giles advances it, and Omaha will have 43 seconds starting from their own 17-yard line.
And 3 timeouts.
3 timeouts. Traditional football clock rules now in play, as the clock will stop on incomplete passes or if the runner is to go out of bounds. So we'll see what Chuck Wright can do. Bernard in the gun. 2 men in motion. Gennard throws and sidearms it, looking for Phillips. It's incomplete. Good coverage by the Revolution on the play. Frankie Solomon Jr. on the coverage. So 2nd down and 10, only a few seconds ticked off, down to 40. Remaining here in the half. 2017 Revolution. empty backfield for Omaha. Wideouts on each side, 2 in motion. Bernard pump fakes, then throws it out of play. Was hoping to find Raspberry on the left side, but couldn't get him open. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Now you actually look at giving Texas the ball back. They do have 1 timeout, and we know they can score in 1 play. We've seen it already tonight.
Yeah, we talk about rhythm too. The last couple drives, nothing there really.
Omaha needs to get to the Texas 23-yard line to get a fresh set of downs. All 3 timeouts. But really need a first down to think about utilizing those. Play clock down to 10. Play clock down to 5, men in motion. Bernard. Pass is complete near the first down marker. That's Raspberry. It's going to be just short by about a yard. I think Omaha will use their first time out, and they do with 27 seconds remaining, but they're going to have a 4th down and 2 when they come out of it. So you had 2 options there. You call the timeout. I assume you're going to try to go for it and advance this. If you want to go for the field goal, you let the clock run down first. And then the half on the kick, so you assume they're not going to do that. Omaha on the season on 4th downs, 5 of 9, 56% conversion rate. That's 2nd in the CIF. Have not attempted a 4th down conversion on offense tonight. They appear to be trying for the first time right here. It's going to be a long one. 2 timeouts remaining for Omaha, 1 for Texas. 27 seconds to go in the half. Here comes the blitz, and still buying time in the backfield is Bernard. Bernard still on the run. He's got the first down. Here he goes, 20, 15. Down near the 10-yard line. He's stacked up, still moving forward. He's to the 5. Forward momentum. Inside, and what an effort by Derek Bernard. It's going to be first down and goal in Omaha. They need to take their 2nd timeout. Wow, what an individual effort.
Well, and they had the lineman down there helping him too.
Kept moving forward.
Kept pushing that pile.
Never stopped his momentum. They let the play continue, and they spotted at the 2-yard line. And Omaha has 10 seconds, 1 timeout, and first and goal. Bernard. First, there's a blitz coming. We're going to take a look at this again. This is after the blitz. Eludes that, then has to buy some time, still wants to throw, and then sees that wide open. You can see that green AstroTurf, and he's off. But you talk about that effort, Kirk. He got some linemen behind him, and the push is on. And it's going to be a red zone opportunity for Omaha to end the first half. They break the huddle after timeout number 2. 10 seconds remaining. First and goal. Omaha trails by 3. Looking to try to get a lead going into the locker room. Men in motion. They'll give it to Bray. Bray drives into the end zone. Touchdown, Omaha. And the Beef are back in front.
There we go.
23-20 with 6 seconds remaining and the extra point to come. Antonio Bray is good from 3 yards out. Another touchdown for him. That is 13 touchdowns on the season for Antonio Bray.
He's money down there, isn't he?
Tell you what, and he needed 3. He found that hole, that time elusive. Found the hole, dived in, and the Beef are out in front. Zeke trying to add 1 more. Placement's down, the kick is up, and Zeke, off the upright. Missing only his 3rd extra point of the season. It'll be 23-20 with 6 seconds remaining. And Omaha will have to kick off. And you can't take that for granted in this league, Kirk. It's not hard to run them back, so you need a little bit of coverage. And hopefully expire the clock, because we know Texas only needs 1 tick to get down the field.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know, he's been good. Zeke's been good on the kickoffs. He's been pinning him back there.
Omaha struck first and second, took a lead. Texas, though, found themselves in a hole after 2 first quarter interceptions, but clawed back to take the lead. And now Omaha, with 6 seconds remaining in the first half, reclaims the lead 23-20. Well, this is what we were expecting tonight. 2 good teams here in the CIF. Maybe a championship preview. Who knows? And the first half is any indication, going to be quite the second half when we come back after halftime. Glad to have you with us tonight on Pluto TV here from Ralston Arena. Here's the kickoff. It's going to bounce around. It's going to go to the end zone. Carson's going to have to chase it down. The clock starts, more importantly, and he doesn't get out. And that's going to be a rouge and another point for Omaha. We don't see that too often, but it's 1 point for the Omaha special teams, and they add to the lead. And not only that, take 2 seconds off the clock. So, first time we've seen it this year, it's the rouge.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And I played in Canada.
Yeah, you did play in Canada. You can't forget about the rouge. 1 point for Omaha makes up for that extra point they just missed, and now it's a 24-20 game, and maybe just as importantly, they start the clock because it was touched up field. And 4 seconds go off, so Texas should only have time for one play, and I don't know, Kirk, what do you think they'll try here? We've seen them do it. Kent can go deep, and he'll take a shot right here. He is under center, though. Tries to draw him offsides, he does, and they blow it dead. That's going to be, did the hard count get him, or was there movement on the offensive line?
Move. Right tackle move.
They call it. They do call it on Texas. It's half the distance. I thought there was a runoff. There's not, because the clock was not running at the time. So they'll back him up 2.5 yards. Tried the hard count, tried to get the free play, but the offensive lineman,
right tackle move,
fell for it. So here we go again.
But they were going to throw it.
We're going to throw it, and pretty sure they still will. They'll need 47 yards on this play. Definitely doable, as we know, for Texas. Men in motion, Ken under center. Here we go. He's going to put it up. He's going to do Carson on the short. See what he can make happen. He gets it out to the 15, and he's covered, and we're at halftime at Ralston Arena. It has been a heck of a matchup. We've reached halftime here at Prairie Flower Casino Field, Ralston Arena. 24-20, Omaha out in front of a battle of first-place teams here in the CIF. We're going to take a timeout, let you watch the halftime festivities, regroup, and be back with the second half of play. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on Pluto TV. This is the Omaha Beef Football Network.
each. 4 winners for $100. All right. Now, I guess, did they get extra points if they hit Jason tonight? I can't hear you, so I'm going to go ahead and talk, just so you know. All right. Don't forget, we got 4 winners tonight of $100 each. 4 winners tonight of $100 each. They're trying hard. Oh, we got sirloin on one of them. They're trying. We're trying. We got it going. 4 lucky winners tonight. 4 lucky winners for $100 each. All right, Alex. We got 15 seconds left. 15 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's all. Close it up, Jason. Miller, we are going to pick 4 winners. And since you have the best hair in the stands tonight, one of the Gibbs, I think yours is the best, Miller. All right, we got a lot of them in here. You got to pick 4 of these guys out. Here we go. First ball, 1914. 1914. Second ball, 1056. 1056. Next one, 1949. That was 1949. Last ball, 286. A is in apple. Once again, if you're one of our 4 winners, bring your bag on down here to Alex to redeem your $100 cash for each one of those.
So once again, those winners tonight, 1056, 1949, 1914, and 286A as in alpha. 286A, 1056, 1949, and 1914. Those are your winners for tonight's second toss here.
All right, Alex. We had our first round of auction close up there on the top concourse. We still have 8 jerseys that people can show on up and bid. In addition to, we're going to have 4 that we're going to auction off immediately after the game. Alex, why don't you go on ahead and read on off who the first round of jersey auction winners are. Okay, so just so you know, if you are one of our jersey auction winners, we're going to go ahead and wash the jersey, have the player autograph it. We will contact you immediately after that is done to make arrangements to have that Omaha Beef player deliver that to you. So once again, thank you for helping us support Project Pink and our Tough Enough to Wear Pink Challenge. But I will remind you, we still have 8 more jerseys up on the concourse that will be closing at the beginning of the 4th quarter. So stop on by, place your bid in, and remember, 100% of the proceeds go to Tough Enough Pink, Alex.
That's right. We got a special video here to show you guys from Project Pink. So don't forget, bid during the second half for the jerseys. Lots of support after the game. Remember, go ahead and check out this video right now.
Last night was crazy. Might as well take a look at the damages and see what happened.
First State Bank mobile app. Visit the App Store or Google Play to download today.
Okay. Not too bad. I can live with that. Ah! Danny Woodhead? Oh yeah, forgot to deposit that check. Get that taken care of right now, I suppose.
Use the mobile app to deposit checks.
Probably should turn my debit card on first.
Use the First State Bank mobile app to freeze your debit card at any time.
There's a pinball machine back there, right? No way.
What a strange day.
See a bunch of cutouts all over the place or something?
I just need to make a deposit.
Been waiting for you.
I don't need a receipt, thank you.
First State Bank. Banking everywhere you are.
Wow. What a day.
Shed a tear for each soul set free. But that's what happens when you dance with me. Go ahead, baby, don't me. Well, I ain't nobody's baby, baby. I'm an outlaw. You know I ain't evil, but I ain't a saint. Can't help it, I was born this way, baby, outlaw. Little baby.
Defiance Harley-Davidson, where old school meets new school. Come meet the new guys today.
6 News First Alert Weather, always alerting you. When it's time to take action, we issue a First Alert Day, pinpointing when the storm will hit, what it will bring, and who will be affected. With one goal, to keep you and your family safe. 6 News First Alert Weather is on your side.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beardmore Subaru's first annual Best in Show.
This Beardmore Subaru does impress me much. Just look at that sleek body.
And this Crosstrek has some spunk, that's for sure. Woo! After that show, there's only one place left to go. The dog park. Defiance Harley-Davidson, where old school meets new school. Come meet the new guys today.
Keeping their own end, giving Texas good field position. Omaha held Texas out of the end zone once on the short field, and Texas also showing their big play capability with a one-play strike for a touchdown in quarter number 2. Getting ready for the second half of play. Omaha 2-1, looking to improve. Out in front by 4. Texas Revolution on the season 4-0, trying to reach 5-0 in first place in the CIF South. They will be hosting Amarillo in the first of 3 home games next week at the Star in Dallas, part of that Dallas Cowboy training facility where they are located this season. And then we'll face Omaha again, second time in 3 weeks in Dallas. Monday night game, May 13th. The Beef will travel to take on the Revolution in a rematch of tonight's contest. And again, a rematch of the 2017 CIF title game. And then Texas will face the Oklahoma Flying Aces. Taking a look at other scores across the CIF, as all 8 teams are in action tonight. Amarillo in control midway through the fourth quarter against the defending champion Duke City, 68-40. Salina back out in front midway through the third quarter in Sioux City, 37-29, and Wichita at halftime out in front of the Oklahoma Flying Aces, 31-24. Wichita looking for their second win of the season. Oklahoma trying to get their first victory in franchise history. Kirk Heyer, good first half. Expect more of the same here in half number 2.
We're looking forward to, they came back here, get that score, got a little bit of rhythm going again. Hopefully get up by 11, be a big, big help.
Omaha retook the lead inside the closing 10 seconds of the first half. And we'll get the ball to start the second half. As Kirk mentioned, trying to add to the 4-point advantage. It's been back and forth. Omaha took the early lead, some control on the 2 interceptions by Robert Kent. And now Texas battled their way back, and it's been a seesaw game ever since. Texas, it seems like a big deal. That's probably why we keep mentioning it, but no kicker on the roster. They'll kick off again here, and gone 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions in the first half. As they trail by 4, we'll see if that becomes a bigger pressing issue.
Well, and
if the game's close going into the second half.
And again, too, you're going to make your biggest adjustment at halftime. In football, anyhow. Hockey, you've got 2 of them, so.
Omaha will be traveling to Enid, Oklahoma, week from tonight. You can watch that on Pluto TV, a rematch of Week 1 contest. That was a pretty good game. The Beef victorious here at the Slaughterhouse, 59-55. Did trail by 17 in that second half in a comeback effort. Boy, that seemed like a long time ago.
Yes, it did. 3 quarterbacks ago.
3 quarterbacks ago. We're ready to get started. Second half. Eden will do a little squib kick, almost an onside-er. Somebody better get on that. And Omaha has troubles, and Texas gets it. It's on and off the hands of the Omaha return team, and Texas ends up with that ball and took away that opening extra possession for Omaha, as they're going to get the ball in Omaha territory. I don't know if that's a really designed onside kick, but he did squib it forward. You see this again. I guess that was. He just kind of tapped it. Went a little far. Omaha not able to field it cleanly.
Well, they got it, and they get that big bounce. Gives the guys coverage time to get down.
So Texas will get the first possession of the second half now as well. Trailing by 4. Special teams coming back to hurt Omaha again. Offsides was Texas, no flag on that play.
Down he goes.
And there'll be a sack as Robert Cuba gets in the backfield and takes down Kent. Boy, it looked like they were offsides. We've seen that a couple times. Texas looked like they're getting over that line of scrimmage. No flags for offsides offensively either side yet tonight. But a big sack to start the second half for Omaha. Robert Cuba with the big loss.
Put him in.
Oh, he was definitely offsides as you looked at that one again. A good yard over the line of scrimmage at the snap.
Good here. They put Robert in at nose tackle.
Marvin Jones has been making defensive adjustments all season long. Daquan Ivory started at nose tackle. Robert Cuba is in now. We saw Ivory with those penalties at the end of that first half, and Texas, I believe, just called timeout. They did. Just over a minute into the second half, they have to use their first timeout of the second half, as something was not right offensively. The veteran for Texas, Clinton Solomon, calls a timeout and comes over to the bench to explain what he saw to Victor Mann. And, you know, it's those little things, Kirk, when you get into big games, close games, whether it's special teams, lack of a kicker, using timeouts that come back. And we'll see, again, if that's something that Texas will be looking for later in the game, that third timeout.
Yeah, they only had one timeout left late in the first half also. So
lost one on a challenge, a coach's challenge, so they only have one of those remaining here in the second half of play. Things to watch for in this matchup of division leaders. So they break the huddle. We're ready to go again. Minute 14 into the second half of play. Beef out in front, 24-20. Second down, 18. Kent out of the shotgun, trips on the right side. 2 men in motion. Boy, they're getting close to that line of scrimmage on every play. Complete into the flat and brought down. Sleepy Williams on the stop. And it's going to be third down and long. After the sack, the completion, third down and about 9. Again, no kicker, so it's all 4 down territory for the Revolution, as they will have third and 9 from the Omaha 18. Brett Reese Jr. lining up on the right side, trips on the left side.
Oh, he was off again.
Solomon gets the running start, and that one is thrown incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Revolution on fourth down this season coming into tonight. 7 of 15, 47% conversion rate. That's second in the CIF. No secret based on personnel. They're going for him tonight.
Solomon was one step past the line again.
Fourth down, 4th and 9. Opening drive of the second half. Texas trying to take advantage of an onside kick recovery to start the half. There's movement on that, and here's the flag and the whistle as that one was thrown and caught, but this play is dead, and it's going to be a false start against Texas. Back them up 5 yards. Left tackle came out of his stance.
And Solomon was off again. He was at least a yard deep.
Texas arguing that they weren't in the snap or in the stance yet before he came out of the stance. It was an awkward movement. It just didn't get down right, it looked like, Kirk. And we'll see this again, actually. We're going to get the replay. Could be on your near side. And they're saying that they look for a jump, but call goes against Texas. Texas needs to advance just about the 10-yard line of Omaha. Third down, 14, or make it fourth down and 14. Offsides again, no flag. Pass is near the marker. It is complete. Where's the spot going to be? They give him the first down. Field judges signaled first down, but Omaha thinks they got him short. Everybody wants flags and challenges. That field judge on the near side first marked it complete, then actually made the motion for the first down, I believe. I don't know if he thought he was pointing the other direction. Texas is besides themselves. There's helmets off. Solomon has his helmet off. Those are supposed to be flags. They're not going to be. Marvin Jones calling his defense off the field. As officials will discuss this, and we may very well see Victor Mann use his second challenge if this does not go Texas's way. Here's the...
Yeah.
And they're going to say that he was short. We'll see if Victor Mann wants to. There's the flag. He's going to use challenge number 2 and get another look at this. So we'll see if they get another look. It's going to be a matter of where he was knocked into the wall and where the ball was when that contact occurred. The catch is not in dispute, but they're allowing a lot of argument on the field from the players. And we will go to the replay monitor again. I believe the third time we've gone to the monitors tonight. Second time coach's challenge.
He did hit the wall before, not the down marker, but the chain, and the chain fell backwards.
So the referees will take a look. And again, just like we talked about in the opening quarter when there's a challenge. It comes down to, again, the camera positions that you have now. The cameras are on the opposite side, so they should get a good look at where that ball is when he hits the wall. But what's going to be tough is possibly when the contact was actually made with the body, if you can actually determine where that was with that. Because you don't have the end cameras to see where he hit it. You're going to have to see motion on that wall, banner, or whatever to determine where that was. And again, conclusive evidence needed to overturn a call, or at least that's the rule. We'll see what happens. So the referee's checking it out. They got the view that they want. They're watching it.
You know, if we had a monitor, we could sure help out.
Taking a good look at it. Again, conclusive evidence needed, but they're really squinting and they're going to roll it back again. You can see the video on your screen. The question is going to be when the contact with the wall is made and where that ball was. And the players are on the referees. And now the discussion is if the wall actually assisted with the catch as well. So a couple things going on here. They're checking possession. When you're questioning that many things, you have to wonder how it's conclusive, Kirk.
Right, and he might not have, like you said, might have hit the wall to help him gain possession.
So taking a long time checking this out. And this fourth down is still under review. Conclusive evidence needed to overturn it. The call on the field was short of the first down marker with contact in the wall. Again, I'll argue if you don't see it by now how it's conclusive. Discussion still occurring, looking to see if the ball was completed. If it was assisted with the wall, a good catch, and where that spot was when the contact was. Second challenge charge to the Texas coaching staff. They'll need to win this one to have any more challenges. Otherwise, it's going to be a second time out of the half against Texas, and they only have one to go. Referees are voting on it. He's taking his glasses. Oh, he's going to take another look. Put the glasses back on. And I think they're going to call an incomplete pass because they're looking for the spot, the previous spot of the play. Let's go down the field and get the official verdict. If so, Omaha might get a little more field position out of this as well. So here's our referee. Everybody's on the edge of their seats. And if this goes against Texas, they're convinced that they have this first down. Watch this. So that's going to be an incomplete pass back at the line of scrimmage. So Omaha's going to gain field position and the ball, and Victor Mann, let's say, disagrees. So on the challenge, if they wouldn't have challenged, it would have been a 16-yard gain and a turnover. Instead, they don't even get the gain, and Omaha's going to get the turnover, and the ball
at the 22-yard line. Also, more importantly, Texas Revolution's second timeout charge to them of the second half. They only have one remaining for the rest of the game. No more coaches' challenges. Those are expired. So Omaha's going to get a first down at the 23-yard line. And Omaha now will have their first possession of the second half after that successful onside kick by Texas. Man, we see a little of everything here tonight. So Omaha back on the field for the first time. The snap is bobbled. Bernard picks it up with his left hand. Here he goes. Cross midfield to the 20, the 15. Lowers the shoulder again. Looked like he took helmet contact, but he didn't show any response to that. Good hard run by Derek Bernard. First down to the 12-yard line. Man, when he gets loose and has that room, and the biggest part of that play was saving the loose snap, he reached down with his left hand and palmed that ball back up and took off. First down and 10 from the 12.
Those gloves help, that little bit of tackiness.
That looked like that baseball move, fielding that little ground ball back to the pitcher's mound. Bell in motion, along with Phillips. They hand it off to Bray, and he's going to be stacked up in the backfield. Big loss on the play. Lost 5 or 6. It's going to be second down. Omaha in field goal range. Could attempt to make this a 7-point game. Again, Texas going for 2 on every possession, so we start doing the math on what those possessions look like here in the second half. But second down and 15 for Omaha, and Bernard was not ready for that snap. It's picked up by Bray, and this turned into an ugly series all of a sudden for Omaha as they lose a couple more yards. It's going to be third and very long.
Yeah, he called for the motion man, the high motion man. He got hollered go, and then snapped the ball.
Eventful first 5 minutes of the second half. No scoring, but lots of action. It's third down and 17 for Omaha. They need to get down inside the 5-yard line for a first down. No back set, Bernard. Across the middle to Bray, to the 15, inside the 10. It's going to be fourth down. And we'll see if they send Zeke out to add to the lead and make it a touchdown game. Because it's going to be fourth down and still about 8.
They called a middle linebacker blitz on that, which left the center of the field open.
So they got some yardage, and here comes Zeke. 1 for 3 on field goals tonight. One of them was a long field goal, more kick placement. Be about a 22-yard attempt for Zeke. Nociolo in on the hold. He'll spot it at the 16-yard line. Sleepy Williams, long snap. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Omaha strikes first here in the second half, and they are up by 7. 8:50 remaining in the third quarter of play. Omaha 27. Actually, we got a flag. Hold everything. It's going to go against Texas. They will likely decline this penalty. That will not be enough for first down yardage.
No.
Old adage, don't take the points off the board, right? And James Kerwin says decline that, put the 3 on the board. So 8:50 remaining, third quarter of play. Omaha extends their lead back to 7, 27-20. We'll be right back after this timeout. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on Pluto TV. This is the Omaha Beef Football Network.
This is our kids game for the evening here, sponsored by Noodles & Company. Our 3 contestants have rulers, and on the end of those rulers are bottles of Tic Tacs attached to them, okay? Now our contestants have to shake their head back and forth. Whoever gets the most Tic Tacs out of their box container will be tonight's winner. So we got our guys ready. Alex, give them a 3-second countdown, Alex. brought to you by Noodles and Company.
Welcome back to Ralston Arena. Todd Walkenhorst. There's Kirk Heyer. Omaha Beef out in front, 27-20. Omaha successful on a field goal. First points of the second half. Lots of action here tonight. It has been, well, pretty much everything we expect when two highly ranked teams play against each other. One loss combined between the two teams. First place, as we mentioned, both divisions. Zeke puts the bouncer in. It's fielded at the 10, the 15, out to the 20, out to midfield where he is going to be stacked up. Decent return for the Revolution, and they're going to have good field position. So Zeke not quite able to get that through the whole return team as Frankie Solomon Jr. brings the return out to the 23-yard line of the Revolution.
He didn't get that high bounce.
And it's 27-20. How big's that Rouge look right now, Kirk? 7 points. Game. Keep that in the back of your head. First down for the Revolution, second possession, second half. Here's the handoff to Carson. Carson, we have a flag. I think we're going to have a hold against the Revolution. Short gain on the play, but this is going to back up the Revolution 10 yards. Go down the field for the call. He disagrees.
He did. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Be second down and 20. Again, if you're joining us, Project Pink Cancer Awareness Night here at the Slaughterhouse. Pink jerseys available for purchase. Funds going to Project Pink. Look pretty sharp here tonight. One of two theme nights here at Ralston Arena. Hard snap again. Omaha almost jumped. Got another hold coming out. But then an incomplete pass and a big hit across the flat by Omaha. Sleepy Williams laying the wood down on the receiver. But I think we're going to have another hold. And now
they about undressed Robert Cuba.
Now, though, this will be half the distance. This would be a 6-yard penalty, or do you make it third down and 20?
He had him. He about pulled his shirt off.
So they'll make it second and 26 instead of third down and 20. Or correction, first down and 26 instead of second down and 20. So the defense getting held, and we've actually seen some of that, we believe, in the earlier games, and not seen a lot of those calls. Here's Cuba up the middle, forces the pass. It's complete out across the 10, but how about Robert Cuba making that adjustment in the second half, nose tackle position, in place of Daquan Ivory. We saw Marvin Jones make the adjustment, and Robert Cuba's been bringing the pressure here in the opening minutes of the second half.
Big pressure up the middle.
Now it's going to be second down and about 22. Texas has to get all the way to the about 17-yard line of Omaha for a first down. Men in motion. Carson in the backfield. Ball's on the ground. Carson picks it up. Tries to make something out of nothing. Gets across the 10. Maybe picks up one or two. But nearly a disastrous situation for Texas as they avoid their third turnover of the night. But it's going to be third and very long. 3rd down and 20. Their own 13-yard line. Again, no kicker, so 4-down territory for Texas. You hear the crowd come to life here at the Slaughterhouse. Empty backfield for the Revolution, 4 receivers, 2 in motion. Hard snap and moving on the offensive line again. I believe number 76 came out of his stance. We saw that earlier. That's Brandon Bishop. And that's going to back up Texas another 5 yards. Second penalty of the drive. He got called for that hold he didn't like either. Back it up and call it 3rd and 25. So here's where you get into the position. You have no kicker. If you can stop them and have to make them go for it on 4th down and hold them, you're forcing them into some bad field position. That's what the defense would love to do right now, but first needs a 3rd down stop. Clock running, approaching 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Revolution, 3rd down and long. They'll go for the deep ball, and there's contact, and there's the flag. They're going to get Sleepy Williams as he ran into Clinton Solomon. And we're going to have a pass interference on Omaha. I believe that's a 15-yard penalty, not a 1st down. It is an automatic first down, so you get the 15 yards. You know, we sometimes see those plays called different ways in different venues. 15-yard foul. Not as bad as the NFL penalty, which is the spot foul. But a fresh set of downs for the Texas Revolution. Back out at the 23-yard line. That's where their first series started before they got backed up after a couple holding calls. Kent puts the men in motion. They're going to hand off and fights for 2 or 3 yards.
Hold it loose.
And the ball came loose. Cuba has it. There goes Cuba. He's got the ball. He's across the goal line. It's a touchdown.
He pulled it right out of his hand.
It's a touchdown for Omaha. The hands are up. And turnover number 3 goes in favor of Omaha. Victor Mann doesn't like it, but he's out of coaches' challenges. He's not going to be able to do anything about it. And a late flag after the play. I think we'll have a personal foul, but this one is going to be 6 points for Omaha.
He was trying to use his forward motion, wasn't stopped. It pulled it right out of his hands.
And Victor Mann does not like that call, but as you said, motion not stopped. That's a judgment call. You cannot review that. And they're out of challenges either way. Flag's going to be after the score. Here's the call. So the foul is on the Omaha bench. I did not see specifically. That might be somebody coming off of the bench. But you look at it again, the legs are still moving. And there's the ball. It's loose.
Yep.
Bounces right into Robert Cuba. That's a man on a mission. He brings it home for his first touchdown with the Omaha Beef. And the 3rd turnover of the night by Marvin Jones' defense. And the Beef are out in front by 13. Zeke wants to make it a 14-point game. Extra point is up, and it is good. 5:37 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. It's 34-20 Omaha. And quarter number 3's belong to Omaha, Kirk. So the quarter starts with an onside kick by Texas, which they recover. Can't convert into points, and we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen turnovers. We've seen reviews not go people's ways. It's been a crazy ball game.
But here again, the defense kept playing. The ball was out there, and he grabbed it away from him. The guy was still trying to move it forward. The forward motion hadn't stopped.
No whistles on the play, and they kept playing. Definitely a fumble. The only question was whether the forward motion had stopped or the forward progress, but it looked like the pack was still moving, Kirk.
And his back.
And I thought it was a pretty good effort, too, but sometimes you see that second, third, fourth effort is when you sometimes lose that handle.
But the defense didn't stop. You know, they played until the whistle. There was no whistle.
So Jordan Brown, the other running back behind Dominique Carson with the fumble, and Robert Cuba. A second half substitution in that nose tackle spot has had a big third quarter. We've seen him pressure the quarterback a couple times, and now a fumble return for a touchdown, and Omaha is out in front by 14. Zeke, line drive. Bouncer, it's fielded at the 8 to the 15. Spin move. Gang tackled. He'll get out to the 17-yard line, and Revolution will go at it again. We know Texas can score quick. No lead is safe. We've already seen it tonight. And Omaha would love to get one more stop right now and really take control of this contest.
Now comes the unsportsmanlike penalty, 15 yards.
So it'll be good field position for the Revolution to start. You know, there was a period in that first quarter it looked like Omaha was going to have a chance to really try to take it away. They weren't able to do that. Texas took advantage, got right back in the game, in fact, took the lead. Omaha able to recover the lead before halftime. But the second half has been all Omaha as they've outscored Texas 10-0 here in quarter number 3. 5:26 remaining, third quarter. Revolution will start this drive at the Omaha 18-yard line. And we have a whistle. This could be on the officials. They want to respot that ball. Here we go. Front three for Omaha. Cuba in the middle there. Harold Wills along with Kwame Bell. Kent under center on first down. Wants to throw. It looked like another hold on Bell, but he gets that off. Carson is complete out to the 5-yard line. And it's going to be first and goal for the Revolution.
Who's down?
Chris Perry taking his time getting up. And now got a little dinged up. It looks like he will check out.
His shoulder.
Not happy. He had been favoring his shoulder a little bit during the week. And we'll check out of this ball game as Casey Johnson comes in relief. We'll see if the Revolution target him on his first play in, as he's going to match up with Clinton Solomon. Revs are going to like that matchup, but here's a little shovel pass. We saw this in the last half, a flag on the play as Carson gets down to the 1 or 2 yard line, and this is going to go against Texas. Another hold on Texas. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, backs them up. They didn't take advantage of it there. They were close to the goal line, but you're going to have to wonder. The rookie out of Southern Arkansas, Casey Johnson, who just checked into the game, matching up against Clinton Solomon. Wide receiver out of Iowa, veteran indoor receiver. You have to think they're going to take a shot at that matchup. We'll see if they mix up the defense at all. First and 16. First and goal from the 16. Carson actually now over on Johnson. Solomon in the slot. That one's nearly picked off again. Off the hands of Taylor Hawkins and Sleepy Williams into the seats. Second and goal. Omaha defense has had some really good stands. They had that first and goal from the 5 in the first quarter, and rejected Texas. Remember, this is a Revolution team that's averaging 58.8 points per game. They put 20 up through almost 3 quarters here tonight. Second and goal from the 16. No back set. Here's the pass to Eden. It's complete to the 10. And it's going to be third down and goal. Casey Johnson on the stop there. Again, 4-down territory for the Rebs everywhere.
Defense has to be just a little bit tired. They've been on.
Had a lot of time on the field. 14-point advantage for Omaha, trying to protect it. 4 receivers, no backs again for the Revolution. Kent under center, wants to throw on third down, has it complete to Eden, tries to find the goal line, but great coverage and tackled. That was Desmond Reed on that linebacker spot. Keeps him from scoring, pulls him down to 5, and it's going to be 4th and goal. Again, Texas will have to go for it. And another big 4th down for Texas as the Omaha defense looking for another turn away. Kent under center, Carson behind him. Gonna throw on 4th down. He scrambles around and it's caught into the seats by Carson. They're going to give it to him. That's a touchdown for Texas. Carson over the wall, pulls it in. And Texas is within 8 points and will have to go for a 2-point conversion again. 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions tonight. This will be their 4th attempt. Again, no kicker on the roster. Late personnel change. Going to try to make it a 6-point game. Carson in the backfield in a receiver position. 4 receivers, no backs. Here's the handoff, turns it in, and did he get across the goal line? They are going to say he did, and we have a 6-point game here in the 3rd quarter at the Slaughterhouse. 2:21 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Texas is pulled within 6, 34-28. We'll be right back. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Welcome back to Ralston Arena. Todd Walkenhorst, Kirk Heyer. While you were gone, challenge flag came out from the Omaha bench. They are going to challenge whether that 2-point conversion was good. I thought he was in. I'll be honest with you, Kirk, from our naked eye view. I didn't see any replays that necessarily changed my mind in the arena, but Omaha's elected to use their first coach's challenge.
Well, it looked like he leaned in. I mean, of course, we don't have a view across the line either. We're looking from behind.
So again, yeah, that's another example of not necessarily having the camera in the correct place.
But
and not on that goal line. They're going to see if that knee was down early.
But probably Coach Marvin saw something.
So they're going to look to see, they're looking specifically if the knee of the ball carrier was down before the ball crossed the goal line. Again, from our vantage point, we didn't see that. So that's why we have replay, apparently. Jordan Brown on the carry on the two-point conversion. This will be Omaha's first challenge. If they're unsuccessful, they'll use their first of 3 timeouts in the second half. And this review is over already. Probably not a good sign for Omaha. So they're finishing up the paperwork. And we'll get the official call, but it looks like that this conversion will stand. And it'll be a 6-point game, 34-28. And Omaha's going to have to go back on offense. Here's the official call. So Omaha's charged with their first timeout of the second half. As you take a look at that there, you see kind of what they were looking at. Is if that knee was down, but again, that's the end zone shot. You can't really see where that ball is in respect to the goal line without that camera view, and it's tough to get some of those overturned. Again, conclusive evidence needed.
And he did reach out and put the ball over the line.
So after all that, 2:21 remaining, third quarter of play, 34-28, Omaha in front. Texas looking to extend an undefeated season, 4-0 coming into tonight's game. Omaha 2-1. Sleepy Williams back deep for Omaha as this ball is bounced, picked up by Javon Bell. Chris Perry is out. Bell takes it across midfield to the 20. I think he was pulled down by the hair. Looked like a handful got down. Got Bell down and tackled at the 18-yard line of Texas. Good return. Chris Perry out. We saw him leave in the last defensive series with a apparent shoulder injury. He's usually in on the kick returns. Antonio Bray not back there that time either. But Bell giving the short field to Omaha as they try to respond to a Texas touchdown, which has made this a 6-point game. Bray in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff. Looks for room on the right side, and there's that elusive dive inside the 15-yard line. Ends up being good for about 3 yards. Be second down 7.
Well, it'd be hard for a defender to get lower than him on that one, wouldn't it?
5'8", Antonio Bray out of Sterling College. Played in the CIF last season for Duke City, or last for Duke City. Off-season acquisition for Omaha. Actually, most of these players were, as we've chronicled, a complete roster turnover from a 4-8 season a year ago. Bray gets the carry again. 2 more yards. Going to make it third down and 5. We see some conservative calls inside Texas territory as we approach the 1-minute mark of the third quarter. Six-point game. Omaha in field goal position. Bernard gets the call from offensive coordinator Chuck Wright. Brings it to the huddle. We're under a minute left here in the third. Third down and 6. No back formation. Bell in motion with Phillips. Bernard wants to throw, and he has Kane inside the 5. Reaches across the goal line. Waiting for the call. There it is. Touchdown, Omaha. Kane Farquharson with the touchdown completion.
His second of the year.
His second touchdown of the season. And Omaha adding to the lead, back out in front by 12. And not sure of this celebration.
That's going to go to somebody here.
That's going to be a special delivery, if you will.
There you go. All right.
That's a new one. 40-28, gonna try to make it a 13-point game.
That was Kane's first reception of the evening too, wasn't it?
It is. And he finishes it off in the end zone for Omaha. Placement is down, the kick is up, and Zeke once again.
Money.
Nearly a 90% field or extra point kicker on the season, makes it a 13-point game with 34 ticks left here in the third quarter of play. Well, when you're playing Texas, a couple things. One, trying to stop them. I mean, you've got probably more stops already tonight than you could have even counted on against Texas.
Yeah, 28 points.
And then you just got to score every time you get the ball. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Omaha has been aided by 3 turnovers here in tonight's contest. I believe all 3 of them have turned into points. And I believe all 3 of them were touchdowns if my notes are correct. And that's the difference in the ball game so far. These two teams match up 16 nights from tonight. Monday Night Football from the Star in Dallas. Another game you can catch on Pluto TV. Join us for our watch parties if you're here in the Omaha area. The Beef are on the road 4 of the next 5 games. So you want to check out those watch parties. If you're a Beef fan, at Oklahoma next week, at Texas, at Wichita. Then the Flying Aces come in here May 25th, then at Salina and at Amarillo. 5 of the next 6, actually. So a big stretch for Omaha. Look at that high kick from Zeke. Just underneath the rafters. It's fielded in the end zone. Here's the coverage and out to the 7-yard line. They mixed it up a little bit on special teams. And Zeke is showing he can do whatever is asked from the kicker. You want that low line drive kick, you want to go for the walls. That time he did the traditional, just put it right underneath the light standers. It got the coverage team down there. And going to make a long field for the Texas Revolution as they start at their own 8-yard line. Final seconds ticking away as the clock has started back up. Texas will have to run one play here in the third quarter. This should be the last play of the quarter. 1 second differential on the play clock as we're under 5. He looked offsides again. They don't call it, and they're going to go deep. And Sleepy Williams is beat for the touchdown. Looked like he had a head start over the line of scrimmage, but Clifton Rhodes gets the touchdown. 43-yard completion and score. And here comes the 2-point conversion. 2 for 4 on 2-point conversions now for Texas as they try to make it a 5-point game. As time has expired in the third quarter, and the quarter will be in the books after this try. The Revolution trying for their 5th 2-point conversion attempt of the night. Again, 2 for 4. No kicker on the roster. They put the men in motion. They're going to try to fake the sweep. And another flag. This could be another hold. It's picked off. And I believe it's going to be a hold against Texas, which will be declined if it is.
It was an interception anyhow.
And a failed conversion. Let's get the call. It's a hold. It'll be declined. The conversion is failed, and it'll be a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. 3 good ones so far. We'll see how this one ends. 41-34 going into quarter number 4. You're watching CIF football. This is Omaha Beef Football Network.
One, two, three.
this month. Pluto TV Movies brings you a new movie at 7 every single night.
Fourth quarter at the Slaughterhouse, 41-34 Omaha. Trying to give Texas their first loss of the season, but Texas is not going away. 15 minutes left in regulation to decide this one. Texas twice tonight now has scored on one-play drives for touchdowns. The latest, a 43-yard completion to Clifton Rhodes to make this a 7-point game.
Very, very explosive offense.
Well, you know what they're going to do. You just have to stop it. Texas Revolution leading the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and more of the same tonight. That's where they're going to get you.
Defensive back, he lost leverage, and he threw the ball just where only the receiver could get it.
So one final quarter to determine the division leader matchup, round one. Again, these two teams meet up 2 weeks from Monday night in their second and final regular season contest. That one will be on the road in Dallas. Really want to get that home win, though, first. And then take your chances with the road game. See if you can sneak out a victory down there. Jeremiah Ian's been handling the kickoff duties all night long, the wide receiver. Here's a short kick. They try that onside again, and Omaha is ready for it that time.
Kwame Bell.
Kwame Bell on Ham's team. Falls on it at the 17-yard line. Short field for Omaha. They really need to try and put this one in the end zone, because field goals are probably not going to win this game, as Texas won't be attempting any.
No.
You know they're going for touchdowns. They start running the clock. Final quarter of regulation. First visit to the Slaughterhouse by the Texas Revolution has been a memorable one so far. First start for Derek Bernard has been memorable. He tucks it under. He wants to run. He's got a few yards inside the 15-yard line. Give him 3 yards, be second down and 7. Like to grind out some yards. I don't know if my eyes deceive me or not, Kirk, but I think I see Daquan Ivory in a sling over on the bench.
Yeah.
And that
it was his right shoulder. He was dragging it.
Might explain the, among other reasons, Robert Cuba checking in, but he's had a big second half. Just saw Donovan Raspberry check himself out as well, possibly to injury. Here's a handoff to Bray. He finds the hole in the middle to the 10. Fights near the 5-yard line. That's going to be good for first down yardage. It's going to be first down and goal for Omaha. physical contest. We have seen some banged up players on both sides of the ball tonight.
It's a great cutback run.
This will be first and goal for Omaha. Donovan Raspberry, first game with the Beef, checks himself out. It looked like he's talking with the trainer. We'll try to get an update on him. We'll have to watch for that. Antonio Bray on first and goal lines up in the backfield. They hand it to Bray. Bray stops in his tracks, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He wants a face mask, and I thought the referee might be reaching for the flag, but he's not going to get the call. This will be second and goal.
He was just tucking his
shirt, huh?
Yeah, took a farthing down in his pocket.
Second and goal, 12-yard line. Under 13 to go. Omaha protecting a 7-point advantage. No back set for Omaha. 4 wide receivers. And we have a flag. And we're going to have a false start on Omaha. Johnson, the 6'1", 312-pound offensive lineman on the right side out of Kansas State, coming out of his stance early. Back up Omaha another 5 yards. Second and goal from the 17-yard line now. .12:32 and counting. Fourth quarter. Beef by 7. Same formation, men in motion. Bernard has time, tries to buy some more. Now he's getting pressure. He needs to get rid of that ball. He is running away and then tackled in the end zone. No flag on the play. You talk about buying time, a little risky there. Took some yards back. If they want intentional grounding, I'm not sure if that ball got back to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to discuss this on the right side here first. This is an intentional grounding call. That's going to be a spot foul from where he threw the ball. And that's what they're discussing. I think they're going to get the call. And there's the flag. So ran a little bit too far backwards as he was unable to get that ball back to the line of scrimmage. So a huge spot foul. It's going to be third down. And it's going to be third and goal from the Texas. I believe they're going to spot this near the 15-yard line. We'll see where they actually decided he threw that ball at. Call's correct. They'll review to see where the spot was. It's pretty far down. I know it's far from the end zone that they want to go to. So an interesting situation here. It's going to be third and very, very long, Kirk.
I thought he was even behind the 10-yard line. It'd be somewhere between the 5 and 10.
It may not be good when this review's completed for Omaha. We'll see where he is. It's third and goal. And then you have to start thinking now about possibly kicking if you don't get the touchdown, getting that field position back, but we'll see where they spot it first.
Yeah.
So another review. We've seen him over at the review stand, I believe 5 times tonight. Trying to get an accurate spot for this intentional grounding call. Shouldn't take long to see where he was when he threw it.
No. We've had a lot of reviews tonight.
Original line of scrimmage on that play was the Omaha 17-yard line. Ball did not even get to midfield, so that wasn't the question. The question's where he released it. And it is at the 8-yard line of Texas. In essence, a 27-yard penalty on Omaha. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal to go, which is 42 yards away. And Omaha, let's see if they try some sort of draw play or something with Bernard just to try to get some field position. If you get about 15, you can put Zeke in good position to possibly tack on 3. Expect the Revolution to be coming on this big 3rd down. Omaha protecting a 3-point lead and tries to set the screen, but Bell falls down and only gets maybe a yard or two. And it's 4th and goal from their own 10-yard line. That's 40 yards away, and the kicking crew's going to come out.
Kick it out of bounds.
Got to try to get this thing downfield. Last time, they tried long field goal in the first quarter. It was blocked. And Texas got good field position. They got to make sure they get this one off. Cannot afford to give the ball back to the Revolution in this part of the field. Nociolo in for the hold. Puts it down. Zeke gets off of it. It's going to go back near the wall. It's fielded in the end zone and out to the 10. Penalty. This one's going to come back. As Dominique Carson can run it all he wants, but this is going to come way back. He thinks he has a return for a touchdown, but there's Laundry inside the 10-yard line. It'll go all the way back. Legal block. 2 flags actually on the play when that occurred. And Texas will have the long field. Not that that stopped them tonight. They can score from anywhere, as we know. 7-point game under 11 minutes left in regulation.
On the return, holding number 13 of the return team. After distance of the goal, first down.
Flags are at the 11-yard line, which should mark the spot of the infraction. Half the distance should put it right about the 6-yard line where the Revolution will start. Reminder, if you have time tonight, Firewater Grill, win or lose, will be there for the post-game party. Coaches, fans, players, all out at the Firewater. 70th at Grover if the Beef can hang on to the lead. Free beer. 41 beers at stake right now based on the winning score. But the Beef need to get the victory first. Revolution trailing by 7. Quick pass over to Carson to the 10. Covered up and tackled backwards. Desmond Reed on the stop. Gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. The linebacker out of Appalachian State. 19 solo tackles on the season. Makes a big one right there on Carson. 2nd down and 6. 10 minutes left in regulation. 41-34 Omaha. Texas 4-0. Omaha 2-1. Got movement, no flags. Kent gonna dump it off to Carson again. He's met. Gonna get some yardage. Still on his feet. He got away. He's at the 20, the 15, tripped up down inside the 5-yard line, and the Revolution are gonna have 1st and goal with a chance to get back and possibly take the lead here in the 4th quarter. Just a little dump pass. See it right there, and then a great individual effort. He breaks the first tackle, breaks a couple tackles, and nearly finishes it off. Revolution definitely under their scoring average tonight, 58.8 points a game. They have 34 right now. Defense has been solid for Omaha, been beat on a couple of long touchdown passes. That's the difference. Under center is Kent, gonna hand off and tackled immediately was Jordan Brown. Short gain on the play. It's 2nd and goal. Kwame Bell in on the stop. Texas trying to protect their undefeated streak. 4-0. 8:25 and counting here. 4th quarter of play. 2nd and goal, 4-yard line. Carson not in the game. Offsides again.
Offsides.
And no flag, and that one's thrown in the seats.
Oh my, he was offside.
And he was not a yard or two offsides on that play.
Whew.
And we have seen that several times. No calls offensively for offsides on the high motion on either team here tonight, but it's going to be 3rd down and goal. And I bet your paycheck on that one being offsides, Kirk. 4-down territory for the Revolution. It's 3rd down and goal from the 4. Under 8 minutes to go. It's a 7-point ball game at the Slaughterhouse. Kent's going under center. Gonna throw on 3rd down. There's a tackle, and there's the hold, and that ball is incomplete. And there's gonna be another hold on the Revolution, so now you make it 4th and goal or 3rd and goal from 15 yards out. Marvin Jones, I believe, will decline that penalty and take his chances on 4th down. He will. He wants to take one stop at it. It's 4th down. Pass was incomplete, penalty declined. 4th and goal, 7:21 remaining. Omaha hanging on, 41-34.
They were going for that tackle-eligible play, too.
Lined up at the 4-yard line. 4 yards away, the Slaughterhouse is on their feet. Kent looks at the defense. He's going to line up under center again.
Oh, my goodness.
And way offsides again. Nothing doing. Thrown away. Incomplete. But a blatant offsides again, it would appear. Apparently not. No flag, but the Beef defense has held. Wow. 6:59 remaining here in regulation. You can see him almost in the end zone when they snap. We'll come back with the conclusion. 41-34. This is Omaha Beef Football Network.
I want to know who is our MVP section tonight. Who is the section that is the loudest for your Omaha Beef? Alex, what do you think, Alex? I think it's got to go to section 114, guys. Hey, Stinger. Stinger. Hey, pass this up to them. Pass that up to them right there. Hot.
Back at the Slaughterhouse. 6:59 remaining in regulation. Beef out in front by 7. And Kirk, they need to move the ball and run some clock. They give it to Antonio Bray. Texas knows the game plan and the probable ground attack as he's tackled for a short loss. Well, as they went to timeout, we saw a replay of that last play, and I think it confirmed the offsides that we thought we had seen. I think some plays will be going to the league office to check those out. I know the guy who does that.
Yeah.
Omaha deliberately trying to use some clock. 6.5 to go. Texas has one timeout. Bernard will walk the play clock down, put some men in motion. He's going to throw on second down. Has to get out of that end zone. Throws it deep. He has a man. It's Bray. It's complete. Out near midfield. Good for a first down. Move the chains. Run the clock. Antonio Bray for 21 yards on the reception. Now they're going to back him up a little bit, but either way, good for the first down. Look at that pass from Bernard. Off his back foot in the end zone. And Omaha needs to slow down here. 25 seconds, they're running that way too quickly as they hand off. It's to Bray. Bray has him on the ropes, but can't avoid the wall. Do they keep him in? I thought he hit the wall. They're going to give him a touchdown. The touchdown's a signal. Did the contact not put him in the wall? It's hard to tell. It's on the near side. We couldn't see it from here. They're going to go back and discuss it. Let's wait for the call. Remember, Texas is out of challenges. The call's a touchdown. Texas is out of timeouts, or out of challenges. So unless the officials elect to review it. And they shouldn't be showing this in the arena. And he may have touched, but guess what? They can't challenge it. They need to get this extra point off before the officials decide to look at it. And here we go. Run it. Plays down. Kick is up, and it is good. The touchdown is in the books. That was close. But Texas had used their challenges. They had expired. It's a 14-point game with 5:32 remaining. Omaha may have caught a break.
It was his arm. If anything, it would have been. It was his arm.
The question's not if he hits the wall. He can hit the wall. It's if the contact
put him there,
forced him to the wall.
And he was off balance.
So that's the question.
Yeah, his arm came out and did hit the wall.
Could be a judgment call at that point, and may not be reviewable. But either way, out of challenges, and it goes down as a touchdown, 48-34 Omaha.
We've seen some poor judgment, but...
Oh, hey, that's Kirk Heyer. So the Firewater join us. 5:32 Omaha. That's a long time still an indoor, though.
Oh, yes.
One timeout for Texas. You would have liked to see Omaha use a little bit more clock before snapping that, but they felt like they had the tempo and Texas against the ropes. And ran it up speed, got it to Antonio Bray, who immediately converted with the touchdown. Boy, it's been everything we were expecting. Two of the best teams. Well, I don't want to say that. We know Texas, they've been proven over the last couple of years. It's hard to remember Omaha 4-8 a year ago, right?
Yes.
Looking for their third win, hoping to get that tonight. By far the best opponent that they've played. Get an idea where they are. Obviously, lots of personnel changes, but this would be a big win for Omaha that, quite frankly, you got to remember is a rebuilding type year. Arivala will put it into play. He's going for that high kick again. He's got that ceiling measured. Here comes the kickoff coverage. It's fielded in the end zone. And a tackle, not finished off, but there's some help. And it's going to be a long field again for the Texas Revolution as they'll start at the 12. Good kickoff coverage. They pulled that out of nowhere in the last two kickoffs. Watch Zeke. That ball gets high. Saw him practicing that before the game. He's practicing all those kicks. But he's got that ceiling measured. He knows right where he put that ball. There's actually one, you can't see it at home, but there's a group of wires in the middle of the field. He hit that last week when he was practicing those kicks. So he learned where that was and avoid that. So the high kicks have been on the right side to avoid that. They've been successful. First down for the Revolution. Play clock under 10. Game clock down to 5. Kent wants to throw. That ball's on the ground, incomplete. Clock will continue to run, remember that. 48-34. Omaha looking to give Texas their first loss of the season. Great game tonight here in Ralston. 48-34 Beef. Second down for the Revolution. Here comes a pass rush. Quick pass, it's incomplete once again. It'll be third down. Checking out other scores real quick in the CIF. Final score in Amarillo, the Venom defeating Duke City 88-62. Wichita seconds away from beating Oklahoma 53-34. And final score up in Sioux City, Salina 51, Sioux City 49. That'll make some Omaha fans happy, I'm sure. Sioux City's lone win was against the Beef in week number 2 in Sioux City. Here's third down. Kent under center, no backs, wants to throw. It's up in the air off of Solomon's hands, but falls to the ground incomplete. Clock continuing to run, 3.5 and counting. This is a huge fourth down for Texas. They want to stay in this game. Omaha could get this ball back. They should be able to run most of the clock, you would think. Texas in no hurry. They can score quickly. Clock is under 3 minutes to go. They need to get 10 to convert and keep the game alive. Ken under center. Obviously gonna throw under pressure. It is complete. Short of the first down marker. Yep. And the Beef have held on downs. Another helmet comes off with no flag as Solomon throws his. Apparently that's not a rule anymore. But Omaha takes over with 2:45 remaining in regulation and a 14-point lead. What a game, and specifically, what a second half for Omaha.
Yeah, great hit by Chris Perry.
Chris Perry checking back in the game. He had left for an injured shoulder, but comes back in with a huge stop on fourth down. And Omaha now needs to run some clock. Clock is running right now. They've got 20 seconds. They need to use every second before snapping. And they're not going to. Here's the handoff to Phillips. Phillips is inside the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, but flags on the play. I believe this is coming back. As Phillips exits through the tunnel, but I believe this will come back.
I think they called holding on Kane.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, it may not come back to get him, but Omaha is snapping with way too much time on that play clock, considering the situation. Here's the call. So wipe the touchdown off the board. Back it up 10 yards, be first down and 20 again. Omaha doesn't need a score. They just need to run this clock out, Kirk. Game clock will start. 25 seconds on the play clock. Should snap under 2 minutes on the play clock, or on the game clock. Texas only has one timeout remaining. Play clock at 10 now.
Beautiful play with one exception, right?
Other than the hold. Play clock under 5. They're going to have to hurry. And time has expired on the play clock. We're going to have to delay a game unless they get the timeout called.
They got a timeout, I think.
I saw Chuck call timeout, but let's see if the officials heard it. Yeah, they will award it to Omaha. And we'll have 1:55 remaining here. After, nope, they did call delay a game. Let's back it up another 5 yards. 1:55 remaining on the game clock. Traditional timing, football timing, does not start until the 1-minute warning. game clock did not start immediately when they started the play clock. There should be a few more seconds off of it, but could be a moot point, it looks like, in this game. First down and 20 for Omaha. Play clock down under 5 again. That's another delay of game, but they don't call it. Bernard on the run, cross midfield, dives ahead. And Omaha can run this to the 1-minute warning unless Texas uses their last timeout. But Texas looks like they have realized that their winning streak is going to come to an end here tonight in Omaha.
A good veteran play, really, you know?
Absolutely. So Omaha will let this run down to the 1-minute warning. How about this? 48-34 Omaha, 60 seconds away from making this one official. We'll come right back and finish it up. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on Pluto TV. This is Omaha Beef Football Network.
1, 2, 3. All this month, Pluto TV Movies brings you a new movie at 7.
For the entire game. Your game MVP. I'm heading over here. I think he's down the hallway here. It's going to be number 40 with a sack and a defensive touchdown, Robert Cuba. Robert. Here he is, folks. Robert Cuba. You can see his highlights. Your Coors Light game MVP, guys. Let's give him a round of applause.
Final 1 minute in Ralston. Out of the 1-minute warning, Texas does have one timeout left. Bernard will tuck it under and try to get another first down to finish this off. It's down to the 13-yard line. We'll see if Texas elects to use their last time out, trailing by 2 touchdowns, 48-34. What a huge victory for Omaha, Kirk. You know, I think fans have been watching Omaha feeling like they've been improved. Inconsistent, though, through the first 3 games. They've definitely had a roller coaster. This was the measuring stick and gets to play a Texas team that comes in 4-0 and scoring 58.8 points a game. Statement game for Omaha.
Well, you know, thank heavens for the bye week that we had.
Some personnel changes as the play clock is going to go all the way down. And I think Omaha's going to use their final timeout. Well, actually, they got 2 timeouts left, so they stop it with 10 seconds left. And Omaha is going to be 10 seconds away from moving to 3-1 on the season. First place in the CIF North and handing Texas their first loss of the 2019 season. Well, you wonder if Texas will have a kicker in 2 weeks when Omaha travels back down to Dallas. Maybe didn't cost them tonight, but put them in some weird scenarios for sure.
Right, and you hope there isn't any home cooking.
You hope there's no home cooking. As there's 11 seconds remaining here in Omaha. Omaha back in action a week from tonight as they travel to Enid, Oklahoma. Second meeting of 3 this season with Oklahoma Flying Aces expansion team.
You think that down there, the receivers will get a 5-yard head start instead of the 2?
Well, I don't know what the rules are there. This is that was something. We'll definitely check into that.
Just saying.
Oklahoma going to be looking for their first win still as they drop tonight to Wichita. We're leading by 17 against Omaha in their first series or first matchup before losing that contest. Bray trying to run the clock out. Looks like he hit the sideline. That's going to stop the clock. So Bray running play, but hit the wall. That's out of bounds. It will be 4th down. And Omaha needs to run 4 seconds off this clock. Soon Bernard's going to run backwards and throw it away. Bernard, not necessarily a spectacular game, his first game over here, but he was definitely elusive and picked his spots, and really did with the legs in a couple opportunities when he had some open space and just took advantage and made big plays.
Big plays. Now, they bought some time, too, on the passing.
Definitely.
And, no, definitely a veteran.
Delay a game on Omaha coming out of the timeout. And they'll back it up 5 yards before we run the last 4 seconds off the clock and try to make this in the books. Now, Omaha doesn't run 4 seconds. Texas would get the ball back, but trailing by 14. Bernard, there's the run backwards play, and now we'll air it out. Bear gets to the line of scrimmage. Actually, gets it to Phillips. First tackled at the 5, first down. So a big game for Omaha tonight in the matchup of top-ranked division leaders of the CIF. Round 1 of 2 regular season contests. It goes to Omaha. Victorious tonight, 48-34. Join us at the Firewater Grill, 70th and Grover Street. The beer cooler will be open. 48 freebies going out the door.
And
get
no
over there, and no
cutting,
as Kirk found out last time. You can't do that. Join us over there, and join us for the watch parties as got some road games coming up. Next 3 on the road for Omaha. But happy night tonight in Ralston for Omaha Beef fans. Final score: Omaha gives Texas Revolution their first loss of the season. Final score: 48-34 for Kirk Heyer, Todd Walkenhorst. We'll catch you next time. This has been a production of the Omaha Beef Football Network.